Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is New Year's Day, as you said, Ed. Welcome to everybody. We are back live. Look at the state of my hair. This idea of going live for an extra hour today, I just thought, why not? Let's do it. Let's get a load of readings done. Let's start the new year as we mean to go on. Didn't realise, that my chair's too low. Hang on a second. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Also didn't realise it meant I had a lot less time to sort my face out. So I've literally just been very frantic in the back room. Bearing in mind, some of you will have known and some of you will have seen that the entire back room here has completely collapsed over just before Christmas. So we're in the process of trying to sort this all out and redo everything. All the shelving that was here has collapsed. So yes, very, very complicated to try and put it all back together. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Anyway, oh, let's not start with a cough. Don't need that. How the hell is everybody? Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing remarkably well. I hope the new year's better for me than the last one. Thank you, Ed, my darling. By the way, don't feel that you have to be here as a mod, my darling. If you want to bugger off and do your own thing, please feel free. Nightbot's on. We're just going to have a really chilled stream today. So I am coming on an hour early because I want to do a couple of things that I don't normally do. This just shows you, by the way, look at the state of this. This is a signed picture of one of my favourite artists ever, Alison Moyet. And it's just crumpled to hell in the back because it was on a thing and then the whole thing collapsed and now it's all, everything is just crumpled. So yeah. So I'm going to do a couple of things today that I don't normally do, and that will involve, one of them is going to be doing some predictions for 2023. Now, as I say on this channel all the time, look at me just trying to tidy up as I'm live on YouTube. As I say on this channel all the time, we don't normally see, or I don't normally see, too far into the future. So with me and the dragons, we keep it very much around the sort of present. So a few 6 weeks. Sorry, my hair is really annoying me. I haven't even got a hairbrush. Yes, I have got a hairbrush. So we keep it. Oh, you're tempted because Dances with Wolves is on. Go and watch Dances with Wolves. It will be absolutely fine, my darling. Absolutely fine. Go and watch Dances with Wolves. Honest. Come back and see us. If I'm still on when it's on, come back and see us. Not a problem at all. Hi, Wolf Boyo. Happy New Year to you as well. Your New Year is great so far. A few hours in. Puppy only wants wet food. You don't have any for him and got no heating or hot water because gas is switched off as carbon monoxide alarm went off the other day. I mean, good for turning the gas off with your carbon electric alarm going off, but not good for being cold in this weather. I can't imagine. I mean, we just don't generally keep our heating on, even at the moment, because it's still blooming cold. And I mean, I'm only in a t-shirt in the flat. But to be honest with you, I'm just going to pop my coffee there. But to be honest with you, it's not actually that cold in the flat, or at least I don't get that cold at the moment, because, you know, I'm a fat cow. So it's fine, really. And I've got some nice warm trousers and like pajama bottomy type things if I do start getting a bit chilly. So I just put those on. So it's not really an issue. I don't know whether you can hear, there are massive amounts of fireworks going off just outside, which is really annoying, because I know that the dogs go absolutely... They hate it. They hate it with a passion that you can only dream of. Right then, let me just see. I've got 2 things to do to see whether I can make this work, because I've got a little Bluetooth keyboard, which, to be fair, I haven't had on charge, and I don't think that's going to work. Is that off? And is that on? Is that going to work? I don't think it's going to work. Right, okay, never mind. We're just going to wing it. We're just going to wing everything today. So let's start with some... Can you hear the fireworks going off? Like, let me know if you can hear them. It's really annoying me. I get really distracted. Anyway, I'm going to start off with some New Year predictions and some stuff for the new year. By the way, if anybody wants a... Hi, Debs. If anybody wants a reading, I will open the list in about 5 or 10 minutes' time. Oh, thank you, Ed. Charmer. You're a charmer. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I'm going to open the list in about 5 or 10 minutes' time. We're just going to chill today. It's going to be a very relaxed stream, hopefully, because we've got an extra hour to play with. So why not? Let's do some extra fun bits and pieces. Hang on a second. What's 33 years old? Hang on, Ed. Dances with Wolves is 33 years old. Fuck me. I'm past the 7-minute mark on the YouTube. The counter's going, so I can swear. Fucking hell! 33 years old. That is bonkers. That is genuinely bonkers. Winging sounds good, and you can't hear them, to be honest. You can't hear them. Ed can hear them. Debs is here. I'm not sure whether Debs can hear the fireworks going off in the background or what's happening, but yeah, it's going to just be one of those days, I think. Right, let's do some tarot. I tell you what, shall I get a deck that we haven't used? Shall I see if there's a deck that we haven't used ever? Because I've got lots of decks. This will be interesting, won't it? You watch me completely fuck up. So this is a brand new deck. The Akashic Tarot, well, brand new to me, never used. I think we might have a little go on that one tonight. And also, let's go with, I know, here we go. For some reason, she's calling me. She keeps calling me. Keeps on calling me. So we'll also do the Gaia Oracle cards. I don't normally do Oracle on this channel. I'm going to start doing, though. I'm going to start doing more random streams, more Oracle cards, random streams that aren't on whatever day today is, Sunday. And also, starting today, if you are one of the Coffee Club crew, which you can join just here, look, buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic. If you join up as one of our Coffee Club crew on any of the live streams that I do, I'm going to bump Coffee Club members to the front of the list. So that might not sound fair, but I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. I think, look, we've got some lovely members that are amazing on this channel, and I think that it's a really lovely way of saying thank you. So if any of the Coffee Club crew want a reading, just start your question with CCC, Coffee Club crew, and then your question, and I am able to check. So listen, don't think that I can't tell who is on the Coffee Club crew and who isn't, because I've got the screen up in front of me. I know, it's almost like I planned this. I have the screen up in front of me. I am logged on to the system. I am checking over YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I'm all over it at the moment, so this is probably not going to last long, but I'm doing it good. I'm doing good so far. We're doing good okay. We're doing good okay. You know what I mean. So we currently have 15 members on the Coffee Club crew. So those 15 members will get automatic freebie doodahs. Automatic jumping the list basically is what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm trying to say. So if you are one in the coffee club crew, then just pop that in the doodah. And that includes the, thank you Ed, I've got you, that includes the mods. If anyone wants to feel old, you turn 30 in July of this year. 30 isn't old. You still look 12, as your cover reminds you, and bar staff mentioned when they kicked me out at 7 for looking under 25. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Absolutely, absolutely, my darling. I've got you on the list, Ed. In fact, hang on, I haven't, because I didn't click the star button. There we go. Click the star button now. Everyone's saying Happy New Year to everybody. Look how friendly this group is. We've got 6 people in the live stream. If you're here live and you are wanting a reading, do please put your word, put the word question in your chat, in the chat. Should I just start again? I'm not doing great, am I? It's because A, I need a coffee. B, I'm just all over them. 6s and 7s this year already. But if you are wanting a reading, all you do need to do is put the word question followed by your question into the live chat. I'm going to open the list right now, actually. So here we go. Opening the list now. You should see what to do on the bottom of the screen. There you go. Magic. It's almost like I've done this shit before. Right then, yeah, I'm going to grab a coffee. We're going to start some oracle readings now. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God. Okay, so then everybody, it's a little bit dark in here. Part of having everything, all the shelving collapse, one of the issues that we've had is that the lighting that I've got a great big, what's it called? The big round light that YouTubers use. What's it called? The round light, the ring light. Got a large ring light just behind, but the plug for it has come away from the wall. So yes, good evening Patricia, thank you very much for your pen drive. I haven't plugged it into the laptop yet. Basically, I took some days off over Christmas and New Year from doing pretty much anything except being at the warehouse and doing lots of stuff at the warehouse. So I knackered myself out at the warehouse, and when I say knackered myself out, I mean going in on Boxing Day for 7.5 hours moving things around. Debs was there. We just basically went, wah! And we stripped everything and moved everything, redid everything. And it meant I was knackered. So I've got it. It's here in the other, I need to say back room. Where? This is the back room. Got it in the other room. I'm going to plug it in. We're going to go for that. I'm going to go through what you sent me. So thank you very, very much. It was very, very kind of you. I've also got some Christmas cards to send. That's ADHD. I bought special Christmas cards from Maggie's for people, and they're all just sat on the side. Because I'm crap. I am really crap. But yes, so there's a new channel video on the main channel, on the other channel, going up tomorrow. If you are part of the Coffee Club crew, check your email, because you would have had an email with an advanced link to that already today. So that isn't a problem. Wolf Boy, I've got your question in. Debs, I've got your question in. So yeah, basically, we did do amazing that day. It looks blooming amazing, but yeah, it was knackering. So yeah, I've got your questions in. So main channel tomorrow on the Health and Beauty channel, there will be an update. It's a beauty empties update for 2022. I've then got an unboxing that I need to edit. I've got 2 videos to film on that channel and several videos to film on this channel. So I'm hoping in the next few days to get most of the filming done, and then they will be up on both channels very, very soon. Anyway, enough about all of that. Let's have a look at what we are looking at today, which is tarot and oracle readings. So the oracle, I don't know whether I'm going to do this throughout the night, but for some reason this deck is just calling me. It is the Gaia Oracle. Doesn't really tell you a lot on there, but it's a very gently spiritual deck, if I put it that way. So the way it works, oh, hang on, Ed. It says it's private and won't play. Really? Hang on a second. Let me jump across to the doodahs. Hang on, that should not have happened. Thank you for letting me know that, Ed. Oh, pants, right. Hang on, everyone. Let me just jump across to that YouTube channel. That was almost, was it Match of the Day I almost singing? Yeah, that one. No, I don't want to be signed in as a guest. No, cancel, cancel, cancel. Close guest. Sign in. Hang on, this is so simple, isn't it? It's so simple. Which one is it? Oh, you're now going to ask me for my password, and I don't remember what my password is. Oh, look at this. Trying to do all this while she's live. I know. What could my password be? I can't remember. Let's see if it is. That one, 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 that one. Is that right? Show password. Well, that's one of them. No, that's, of course it's not that one. Of course, Lisa. Why would it be the one that you remember that you've got? Right, let's see the various variations. Right, hold on, everybody. I know that this doesn't seem important. Also, I'm missing a key on my... Oh, look, what's that? Is it that? Is it that? Oh. The D fell off. I bloody wish it would. Oh, Christ. Oh, yeah, right, yeah. So I don't... No, I don't have the D. Oh, Christ. Right. Oh, I'm still trying to type this password. Bear with me. Oh, that is so amusing to me. As a trans woman who had her surgery cancelled because her blood sugar was too high. No, oh, no, it's the D is definitely not wanting to stick. Oh, no, I broke the D. Oh, it's making me check my phone. Hang on. Oh my God. This was not, we were supposed to start doing a whole, like this year was going to be a whole thing. It was going to be super professional. I was like, yes, it is me. I was like, I'm doing this whole thing. It's going to be amazing. And then everything's just going to whatever. Right, here we go. On the Beyond Authentic Coffee Club Crew channel. Going into the doodah. Bear with, everybody. Bear with. Bear with, bear with, bear with. Into the studio, and then hopefully this in about 2 seconds time should be working. Now I know what you're all going to say, Lisa, why won't you just do this afterwards? Do this, there we go, unlisted. Thank you very much, Ed, for telling me. You can watch it now. Oh, why would I not just do that afterwards? Well, because if I did it afterwards I would forget to do it afterwards. But yes, so there we go. Hopefully you can watch that now. That'll be better. Thank you very much. I will do, Patricia, my darling. It contains all the downloaded PDFs you have. Ah, thank you. You can't watch it because it says that, right, I've done that one. Happy New Year to Wolf. Everybody's saying Happy New Year to everybody. It's amazing. It can be sorted after the live. No, Ed, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. Because it is a 3-hour session. It's going to be a bonkers one. Your alt button keeps popping off. It's telling you the other, yes, that alt is for alternative. That is right, Patricia. It is. That is what the message is. For me, it's all about the D. Oh gosh. Marcia's watching on the on the YouTube, on the Facebook. Marcia, if you want the reading, you need to come across to the YouTube channel just up there. No, where's the YouTube thing? Is it? It's somewhere. Come across to YouTube. It's the first thing listed on the description. Come across there and then you can come and get a reading. This is just going to be a chilled out session today, so it's fine. Right. Back to where we were, everybody. And I must remember in a second that I am on the other YouTube channel. So yeah, I will sort that. Neil is here. Good evening, Neil. I got your email. I am ready to film. Do you want to do it tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow? We'll do the end of year, bit late, end of year podcast, and then we'll do the others. So yeah, I am all up for that, my darling. So if you are free tomorrow, you don't have a subscription on YouTube, well, you have to be subscribed. That's the only way you get a reading, my darling. It's all about the YouTube, and today it's all about the D. So So it is all about YouTube. You have to come over to YouTube because that's where the mods are. And that's also for your own protection because Facebook is very spammy. I have had to block and delete and report about, I think I'm up to about 14 accounts in the last maybe 10 days. It's just before, you know me, time doesn't work properly for me, but maybe in the last 10 days or so, I've had to literally go in and block so many different channels and accounts on Facebook because they've been messaging people, either messaging people on YouTube or sorry, on the Facebook, or they've been messaging on like on previous posts, on old videos that have gone up, and then basically saying, if you want a reading, come, like, send me a message, I'll send you a message, I'll do you a reading. And then it's all spammers basically trying to either A, get your details and then God knows what, or B, trying to rip you off. So for that reason, I won't do readings on Facebook Live at the moment. It's just not fair to the subscribers. Anyway, right, we are back on. I don't know how to do this now. Hang on, why is everything so, oh, right, there we go. Let me just sign back in onto the main channel on the YouTubes, just so I've got that as a backup, just in case anybody on YouTube needs booting, because otherwise I can't boot and do that stuff all at the same time. So I will do that now. Right then. Sorry, everybody. I just had to sort that out for the Coffee Club crew. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Coffee Club crew, we do channel memberships on this channel, and we do it through buymeacoffee.com. Now, there's two reasons why we do it on there. One is because YouTube takes 45% of any ad revenue, so or any revenue you make. So say somebody on YouTube says, oh, Lisa did me a really good reading, I'm going to donate £2 to Lisa for that reading, which, you know, people have done, and thank you very much for people that have done that. Well, that's great. If you want to do that, that's fantastic. But what happens is YouTube will then take 90p of that £2, and I'll end up with £1.10, which is fine, not a problem. But what that means is for memberships, they've got the same system in place on YouTube. There we go. So because of that, that system basically it's just a shocking system. So what we've chosen to do is to do channel memberships over on the other channel. So we've got them over on buymeacoffee.com. Sorry, not on the other channel, on the other platform. So we've got them on buymeacoffee.com. Absolutely not, my darling. I've got yours in, Patricia. You are a Coffee Club crew member, so you will go to the front of the list as well. So basically, yeah, that's why we're doing it over there. It also basically means that we can link the two YouTube channels that we've got. So we've got the other channel which deals with health and beauty issues, the cancer journey, all of that. And also it means that we can do other things, like I can offer discounts on tarot readings. We can offer all sorts of other bits and pieces over there. It is free to subscribe to YouTube, as Ed says there. Marcia says that you need a full-time job. You don't need a full-time job. You just need a YouTube account. You don't have to pay for a YouTube account, and it's free to subscribe. It costs you nothing to hit that subscribe button. Shelley Dawson, if you're wanting a reading, do again pop over onto the YouTube channel, as our lovely Ed has said there on the Facebooks. Right then, so after a lot of faffing around, let's get to the readings for tonight. So then, dragons, good evening. I'm going to do you a little bit more of a, oh, there we go, a refreshing, come on, I'm ready out of my, I need to make some more of my, oh, it smells so nice. I need to make some more of my smudge spray. So I really need to make some more of that, and it will be available on the online shop eventually when I reopen that. Hopefully, if the cancer doesn't come back this year, then we'll be opening the shop again. But if the cancer comes back, then we probably won't, to be honest. But I do need to make some more. Shelley, you're not a member. Can you ask a question? Only on YouTube, as it's saying down the bottom of the screen, and as it says in the description box on Facebook. You have to come across to Facebook. You can ask. You don't have to be a member to ask questions, but you do have to be a subscriber on YouTube. That's the most important thing of all. And I will get to as many readings today as possible. We're going to start right now, in fact. So let's hit this again. Dragons, are you ready? Viewers, are you ready? You will go on my first whistle. No, that's a whole other thing. What was that? That was Gladiator. You will go on my first whistle. Right then, so we're going to do this. straight after this. What will your cards say? So then, today's oracle card readings, we're going to have a look at what is going on for the next month. Okay, so January, for the lovely viewers of this channel, dragons, we have wispy energy. Wispy, welcome. So if you don't know, when I talk about dragons, we're talking about elemental energies. They can be thought of as thought forms, egregores, servitors, an extension of a tulpa, but different. So basically that's what I refer to them as. They refer to them as dragons, but it is elemental energies. Queen, you can ask a question. Just put the word question followed by your question, and it will get sent across to me. I will link it and it will come across. The details of how to do it are just here. Look, just coming across the bottom of the screen now. So what we want to do, cards, is we want to see from the Gaia Oracle. This is more of a spiritual connection. So for people on this channel that are wanting to get a spiritual connection for 2023, for January, what do we need to do? What do we need to bear in mind? And what do we need to be aware of moving forward? So I'm going to do 3-card drop. We've got the Gaia Oracle cards. They are absolutely amazing. So here we go. We'll do the drop. It's going to do a drop. Oh, wow, that was not a drop. That was my hand being a bit crap. Cover Button is here. Good evening, Cover Button. I hope you are well, my friend. Are we doing it? It doesn't want to do a drop today, does it? Right, it means I need to shuffle some more. They're not in the right place. Right, bear with. Here we go. Right then, we'll start the tarot questions after the Oracle drop. So there we go. That's a better drop. Look, halfway drop. So the 3 cards that we have for the next month ahead in terms of the Gaia Oracle are, we have Ocean of Eternal Love. Oh my God. So this is talking about healing, creativity, and fertility. Now, this isn't necessarily fertility as in having, well, look at that light, having children or having, you know, being able to conceive or any of that. This is talking about fertility for me in the wider scope. So what are the people around you that you nurture? What are the people? So it's very similar to this card here behind me, the Empress. What are the communities you nurture? This is talking about healing and creativity as well. So when we're looking at things like that, what inner healing do we need to do to reconnect spiritually? Because that was the question. So for me personally, I've got a bunch of healing to do this year. Last year, the cancer stuff really screwed my head up more than I even realized. And now I'm working through to unpick all of that and basically to heal from the mental effects rather than the physical effects. So for me, that's what that card relates to. But if you haven't gone on a health journey last year, then maybe it is talking about this fertility and creativity, this creation. So again, fertility for me isn't about having children. It can be about being creative, finding that creative spark. Again, for me, this is about, in my own journey, this is about being creative on YouTube again, continuing to do the things that I really enjoy, the hobbies that I enjoy, and that creative passion. So when we're talking about connecting spiritually, you may well have that same thing where for some reason, whatever reason, last year, some of your passions, your hobbies kind of took a back seat because you have to kind of keep going with life. If that's going kind of where you are as well, then just bear that in mind, that healing, part of the healing process quite often can involve getting that creative energy flowing and basically getting out of your system, getting the negative thoughts out of your system and working on it that way. And if that means creating something, baking bread or making some statues or painting or drawing or singing, whatever it is, that can be quite cathartic and quite healing in and of itself. Next up, we have a very similar card. In fact, all these 3 are very, very similar cards, and I'll tell you why. We've got Moonlight. Now, this talks about travel, romance, and potential. So when we're talking about Moonlight, look how gorgeous that card is. When we're talking about Moonlight and when we're talking about the potential, for me, this is really talking about that, again, with a spiritual question, about that connectivity. It's talking about that spiritual journey, and it's really talking about that. Right, hang on, everybody. We are going to be blocking on the Facebook. Can you see exactly what I'm saying? If you're on Facebook, this is one of those people. Adelike Ismail, you are a con merchant. You are a You are a scammer. You are somebody who we are blocking. You have now been blocked. You have been reported. Do not scam on my channel. Do not spam on my channel. Do not try and contact people via my my readings, because that is not what we do. Thank you, Marcia. Look at that. Marcia said, no, I'm not going to do that, because you've recognized instantly that person is a scammer. Anyway, back to the cards. They're blocked now. When we're talking about moonlight, for me, that's an intensely spiritual element. So this really is talking about, in tarot, we'd be looking at the moon card. So it's talking about navel gazing, looking inward, looking in at your own sort of spirituality, your own journey. However, this card does say travel, romance, and potential. Forget the romance thing. Travel and potentiality. Now that for me is key, because this is talking about a journey. We're talking about a spiritual connection for 2023. How can we reconnect in 2023? For January, for me, this is really, really intense. It's talking about you finding that moonlit spirituality, whether that is going out on a full moon, whether that is going out on a new moon, doing moon water rituals, anything like that. It really is going through that process of that reconnection. The reason I'm saying it's about water is because water is dealing with our emotions. Water is the sign sorry, the element that deals with that fluidity of life, going with the flow. All of these words come to mind when you're talking about water. When you're talking about the moon reflected on the water, you're looking at two different things, because this light that we see here isn't actual light. This is a reflected light. The water surface is like one layer. The light itself is hitting that layer, and the reflected light of what we see and what makes that image so beautiful is what we are choosing to reflect, and what is unchosenly reflected, if that makes sense. It's like what we reflect innately. Now, when we're talking about our own spirituality, what we reflect, what we bounce back to other people, can be really, really important. I don't know whether I'm making sense tonight. Hopefully I'm making sense, because when we bounce energy back, say if somebody comes into the room now, right, exactly where you are, somebody comes in and goes, oi, blah, 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 blah. If you sit there and go, okay, yes, okay, or if you match their energy, you get two different reactions. And when we're talking about spiritual energy, you get that same thing. So there is always the possibility to connect spiritually. There is always the earth energy to connect to, the universality to connect to, whether it's like gods and goddesses and down the Wiccan route, or whether it's, you know, whatever version of spirituality that means something to you, there is always that element of being able to connect. And so for me, that moonlight representation is really about watching what you are reflecting, but also to look inwardly at the light that you produce. Hopefully I'm making sense. I'm going a bit esoteric with these. I don't know why. The third card, again, is a water card. It literally is purification by water. So this says on it, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation. Tell me that this card doesn't completely match these two. So we've got the water to use as a purifying element. We've got the moonlight coming in here, and we've got the ocean of eternal love. So this is really talking about finding that spiritual connection through your emotions, through the water element, and really connecting in 2023. I'm probably going to do a separate video. I'm going to keep these three cards to one side, and I'll do a separate video where it actually makes sense and where I can hone these, because this is giving me a really visceral, emotional reaction of not just a message for me, but a message for anybody. I think for a lot of us, the last 12 months were a bit shit. And this is talking about the healing. This is talking about getting over that emotional kind of shock, really, and finding our way through, looking at what we reflect out, what we give out to others, and also that emotional kind of truth and that emotional resilience that a lot of us really, really need. So hopefully that makes sense, and I haven't just waffled for 10 minutes, because I have noticed that we've dumped a whole bunch of viewers in the last 10 minutes. But that just means that the ones that are here live are the ones who are really tuning in and who want to be here. So thank you very much for you if you have stuck around for that. Spirituality is so beautiful. Thank you very much, Prism Stan. It is. She says wearing a Nirvana t-shirt with a grunge, you know what I mean? But it is incredibly beautiful. It is incredibly spiritual. And when we're talking about the water elements and how that can help teach us to go with the flow. I'm actually, right, okay. Would you all be interested? And if you're here as part of the replay crew, much love to you. Can you see the heart? There you go. There's the heart. Heart. Boom, boom, boom. Much love to you all. But let me know down in the comment section. Would you be interested in a series of videos where I look at the elements and potentially the dragons that I use and that sort of elemental energy and how I incorporate not only into my tarot, but also into my witchcraft? If you want to know more about how I personally practice using the elemental energies, then please do leave me a comment, and when the video's up live for the replay crew, please leave me a comment, because it's something that there's a lot goes on behind the scenes. Right, let me just have a look then. So Felicity, I've got your question in, thank you very much. I've hit the star button, and I'm going to get to the tarot readings very soon. Michaela, you need to come across to the YouTube channel. Just come across to Beyond Authentic, spelled exactly the same as it is on here. Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy on YouTube, and I will get your question done for you. Right then, as we are now, here we go. It should be just there, look, just there on the YouTube, Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Come across to that, and I will. You'll be able to ask a question. So it is now time to crack on. Thank you, Patricia. I waffled awfully then, but I was trying to get across 15 different concepts of what water energy means, because all three of those are water. The moon always means water to me. Sometimes spirit, but mainly it means water. So yeah, all of that. We do need to talk about the servitors, stroke egregores, stroke tulpas, stroke thought forms, stroke all of the above. We absolutely do, Neil. And also how the concept of servitors and egregores is very much a chaos magic thing. So, but how I use it is very much not chaos magic. So yeah, we do need to get into that. Absolutely. Right, everybody, it is 38 minutes into the session today. We've done a waffly, I do apologize. Hopefully I'm not going to be waffly with the tarot decks. We've done a waffly Gaia Oracle reading, which I will do a little separate video for in the next few days. Let's start the actual tarot now. Let's start some tarot readings. I've got some questions in. We're going to go through it for the next 2.5 hours or so. And yeah, let's crack on. So I know I did say I was going to use the Akashic Tarot, but I remembered why I haven't used this deck recently. It's because it's a 62 card deck. This is not a tarot deck. It's more akin to Oracle. So I'm going to pop that one back on there. And we'll go with my current favorite deck, which is the Vice Versa Tarot deck. So if you are out there, I recommend this as a beginner's deck in any way, shape or form. For a beginner's deck, if you are wanting to learn tarot yourself, I would recommend starting off with something like the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith or one of the Rider-Waite-Smith clones, because they are very simple to learn and to pick up. But for today, we're going to use this one because it is super complicated. It's got double-sided, so each card, instead of it just being on one side and then you've got a plain back, you've got different sides. Each side has a different meaning, and potentially whether a card is upright or reversed can also have another different meaning. So yes, hopefully that makes sense to people. So I'm going to use this card. We have had some really amazing connections with this deck over the last few weeks, and I'm going to keep using it. So yes, let's do that. I am very excited as well. Yeah, we'll have to do a lot of planning. I've got your, bless him, Neil has sent me like huge long emails about how to structure the next series of podcasts that we're going to be working on. So all of the podcasts up until now have been quite freeform, which is great, but it takes, like, we film for like 2 hours and then it takes 6 hours to edit that down and to make sense, and I have to move chunks around where my ADHD brain kind of goes blah, 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 and then I have to go, right, none of that makes any sense. So I have to like piece things together and chop this bit and move these things around so there's a linear format, which I'm not very good at. So Neil's sent me an amazing long list of things for the podcast. So do watch out. Podcasts in 2023 are going to be even better. We're going to be a lot more regular. And yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to do that with Neil. Really excited, to be fair, to do that with Neil. Will I teach you some simple spells? If you go onto the channel, Felicity, just scroll down on, yeah, just scroll back on past videos, not the lives, the actual videos. You'll see there's all sorts of reviews of tarot cards. There's some Killstar clothing reviews, and there is some spell work on there as well. So go and check that out. I will try and remember. I haven't got a pen. Have I got a pen? No. I will try to remember. She says, desperately looking for a pen because my brain will not work otherwise. I will try and remember to do a spells playlist. Okay, I'll try and sort that out. I've been working on that on the other, on the other channel. Anyway, I keep saying no more waffling. So no more waffling. Let's start. Ed, you are up first of all, my darling. You are part of the Coffee Club crew. And you are also the moderator over on the Facebook channel. So if you are watching on Facebook, Ed is the one that helps keep everybody safe. He basically stops all the nasty folks who are trying to scam you. Message me for a reading. Message me. Send me your £1 million bank account and I will clear it out and pretend. All of that. So Ed is on it and helps me sort of keep that running and keep that clean. So then, Ed, you're wanting just a general reading. So I will get to that right now. For the purposes of the timestamps, this is Ed's swoosh. There we go. I'm going to do one of those in purple because I think I need one for this channel's color scheme. Anyway, so you're wanting a general reading. So dragons, good evening, dragons. Thank you again. We have this wonderful, wonderful deck. And Ed, who is a wonderful, wonderful human being, wants a reading, just a general reading for the next 6 weeks or so. So that's what we're going to do. So then, dragons, let's have a look. Oh, we're getting what? Which dragon is this? This is water. This is Laguna. Oh, as soon as I said that, thank you, Laguna. Don't make me drop the cards. Do you know, as soon as I name the dragons, they have their own way of letting me know who they are. So Wispy, who is our air elemental dragon, comes around the back of my neck and just, it feels like someone's blowing on the back of my neck. Laguna, they're much more gentle and they are very much, they basically, once they're acknowledged, they like send a bit of a wave, which makes things fall over and drop. So it's very interesting how the different dragons operate. We may well see all of them tonight. I don't know, but we shall see. Right then, so I am going to look at the camera so I can't see any of the cards. So there we go. Look, it's done a drop. And then I am putting that on top. And we're going to do your 3. So why do I have to look at the camera? Because this deck is double-sided, which means that each card has 2 sides. So I try and make sure that there's no like conscious thought that goes into manipulating the cards at all. So then let's have a look. A general reading for the next 6 weeks or so. So the energy that you are, oh Ed, the energy that you're taking into 2023 is all about justice. But this is a unique form of justice. This is a working justice. So there you go. Look, this is the card as it's come up for you. Now, that's the front of the card. And anybody who normally reads with Rider-Waite or Rider-Waite clone decks, you'll recognize that as being quite a similar one. But this is a very, very different deck. Very different deck. So this has got this wonderful back of it. Look, you can see is that Anubis? I think it's Anubis, one of the Greek, Egyptian gods sort of depicted on the throne. This is where my knowledge of pantheons is a bit limited, but I think that's supposed to be Anubis. But this represents, for me, it's justice, but it's physical justice because you've got these tools. So it's working justice. So this isn't so much about legal matters. This is more about things being right, things being just. Does that make sense? So this isn't about, you know, like, oh, you've been wronged and now you're going to court, or, you know, you got a speeding ticket and you're saying you weren't going over 70 miles an hour on the motorway. You were actually only doing 57, and their machine must be wrong. It isn't that sort of thing. This is far more that you've been wronged in a small level, because we've got so this is practical. This is more ethereal legal. Does that make sense? So these practical tools, it's like something has gone wrong, something has gone kind of tits up, and you've put those things right. You've put the wrong things right. What's that from? Learn to put the wrong things right. Don't know. Is it Buffy? No. I've got the wrong things right. That's going to bug me. But whatever's happened, you've corrected it. So as far as this is concerned, this justice, you're entering 2023 in a different mindset. It's kind of like, right, screw you 2022, screw you, and screw you to whoever it is that screwed you over. I'm not taking that energy with me, and I'm actually going to be like, I've corrected what you tried to do me over, you failed. I don't need to retaliate, because my retaliation is going to be success. And so you're swapping that energy around as you move forward. It literally is like 2022, we're sending it this way. You've gone, haha, here's my mirror, boom, and you've sent it back out in a much more positive way. So whatever this justice is, whatever it was that has been done against you, it feels like it's completely done now. It's like you've shaken it off, shake it off, shake it off. You've shaken it off, you've moved forward, and actually you've corrected that wrong. And almost like, how can I put it? It almost feels like it feels close. So whether this is family or whether this is friends, somebody did you dirty, and you've basically gone, screw you, and then you've moved on without them. And so, yeah, I think that's really positive energy coming into 2023. It means that you don't need that crap hanging around. Emotionally, though, we've got an interesting card, because we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, this is in the present position. So this is the energy that you are around now, and that is going to be around you for the next few weeks. So basically, I would say throughout January into early February, so maybe up until Valentine's. Now, the only reason I'm saying Valentine's is because we normally look at 6 weeks in the future, which takes us right up to Valentine's, doesn't it? Now, Cups is the suit of emotions. Cups is all about your feelings, how you feel, how you deal with stuff. And the Knight energy, as you've heard me say on this channel countless times, the Knight energy is that rebellious teenage energy. But there's a little wrinkle now, because we've got this wonderful deck. If you are a standard tarot reader, you'll recognize that sort of as a Rider-Waite clone. This is kind of like, look, coming towards you, going away from you, turning your back. And it's a nighttime card. Now, for me, this is talking about making an escape from an emotional situation. So if there's something that's gone on, particularly because it's coming up after this reverse justice, it literally is talking about going, right, all of this crap that you've gone through, especially if you've been betrayed by a friend or betrayed by a loved one, if that ties in, then this is you moving beyond that. And this is you literally in the weeks to come, look, you are walking away from and distancing yourself from. Now, the Knights have this rebellious energy. So this is maybe a word of warning of, don't cut your nose off to spite your face, basically. So just because someone's been an absolute twat to you, you don't know what was going on with them. Does that make sense? So whatever this justice is that you had to what's the word? Whatever you had to do to get that justice, to get that right that wrong, that's the word. Whatever you had to do to right that wrong, it feels like emotionally there's still been like a bit of baggage, a bit like with my sibling. Didn't contact us over Christmas and New Year at all, but did manage to contact us in November to remind me that I should send money for her kids. You know what I mean? So there's that element, like with this, where you are just moving on and you are just going your own way. Now, as I say, there is a slight warning to that, because you don't know what was happening in the other person's life around that time when you needed that justice. You don't know what the causation was there. So sometimes you could walk away from something where actually, and you could close a door that actually should be left open or should be left ajar for the future. So that's the only caveat I would say there. Now, longer into 2023, so we're looking at post Valentine, so longer than the 6 months, the 6 weeks. We've got the Knight of Swords. Now, this is why I was saying there's a warning, because we've got this, the Knight of Cups taking us up for that 6-week period where it's all about healing and dealing with, oh gosh, the oracle reading from before will match you perfectly, because it's about that healing, letting go, finding that new path through, and basically you can go your own way. Why have I got go your own way? Is that Fleetwood Mac? You can go your own way is the song in my head that this is going with, right? Once we get into February, there's going to be new wrinkles and new obstacles that come your way, particularly after Valentine's. And it's not an emotional thing. This is to do with a challenge. So the Knight of Swords is coming in. Now, Swords, again, is about obstacles. It's about challenges. It's about you overcoming something. And again, the energy that you need at that time is that rebellious energy. So you kind of need that, you know, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway. You need that energy coming in. Okay, so I don't quite know exactly what this is in terms of February, because it's a little bit distant for us right now. But I think this is very much like whatever this, because these three are linked. So yeah, okay, Laguna, take it off me. This is, I could cry. What the fuck? Right, okay, yeah, take it off me now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Whatever this is, like, this is really tough for you. This emotional shit is really real for you. And this moving on from this injustice. Fucking hell. I just had a light switch on just as I'm talking about it. So this has been happening a lot in this back room recently. There you go. Thank you very much. We'll turn you back off. See. Yeah, so whatever sorry, whatever this emotional thing is, it's been super tough for you to move on from, and hard. And I think that the repercussions emotionally, and also like whatever this obstacle is to come, it's going to be you having to draw that line in the sand. So this is really similar to my sibling, and this is really similar to, like, no matter what this does for you in terms of moving forward in a positive way, you need to put that line in the sand, because there is a very good chance that whoever this person is going to come back in and try and pull your heartstrings again in the future. And if that happens, you're going to need to stay really, really strong. And remember this work that you're doing over the next few weeks, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I really, really, really hope that makes sense. It feels, I've got, I literally, I don't know what's happened. I don't know who this is relating to, Ed, but it feels like a betrayal, and it feels really, really painful. So whatever it is that you are moving on from, just be prepared that you can, it feels like, I'm surprised that the Three of Swords hasn't come up. You know, the heart with the 3 swords digging in, I'm surprised that hasn't come up, because it feels very much like that this is like, this isn't a total heartbreak, but it feels like a betrayal, and it feels like you've moved on from that. But post Valentine's, that is going to come back up, and there's going to be a bit more for you to deal with in terms of that betrayal. Okay, thank you, Laguna. You can take it off. Hopefully that makes sense, Ed. I really, really, really hope that makes sense to you. Whatever it is, whoever's done the dirty, fuck them. They're not worth it. They're not worth it. You are an amazing bloke, and fuck them. If they can't see that, fuck them. don't know how many times I can say fuck them without YouTube kicking in and shadow banning the channel, but fuck them, because they don't. You don't need them moving forward. Right, let's have a look at the comments. Where do we go back to? Ed, still here, fabulous. Oh, hang on. I'll come back to that, Neil. Where's Ed? Has Ed? Oh, Total Sense. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. I hope that really does help. Oh, Tamachi, no worries, my darling. No worries at all. If you are watching on Facebook, you do need to come across to the YouTube channel for a reading. If you're watching this on YouTube, just put the word question followed by your question, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Necroneil, I don't know if anyone who knows me would describe me as always excited. Not always. Have you seen our podcast video? I always come across as dry. You are quite dry, but no, you are excited. You're excited. You don't have to be like a school kid on the last day of school, or you know, a 5-year-old going to visit Santa in the mall to get excited. Like you, you come across as excited. You come across as wanting to do things, at least in my perception. Oh look, Patricia's given you a bit of spell working. Very simple bay leaf spell, amazing, but very, very effective. Very, very effective. So yes, Anita's here. Good morning, good evening, Neat. I hope you are well. Happy New Year to you as well. What was that? That is an act. I always recognize another actor. Absolutely. What is it they say? Take one to know one. You come across as very controlled but itching to let rip. You love the podcast. Oh, thank you. They're going to be so much better moving forward. Now, like already, Neil's input is having a massive change in the way that my brain works. Yeah, no, he is. I think you've got him pretty well pegged. That sounds wrong. Pretty well spotted. Yes, pretty well worked out. Yeah, absolutely. Shafa Al Dabas, Happy New Year. Same to you, my darling. Prism Stan, I think I've got your question in. I will add that onto the list now. If you would like a reading, Shava, you do have to put the word question followed by your question, and I will get that across. Yeah, absolutely. See, Patricia's one of us. Patricia, you need to come on the podcast. You need to come on the podcast. We're going to do one of those episodes like we did with Kirsty, and we never did get Lorna on, did we? We need to get her on as well. Yeah, we need to get you on the podcast, I'm telling you. Right, I'm going to, no worries, Ed, fantastic. I am going to, absolutely. I hope your world is as big as your imagination, says Late to the Fallout. Is that right? Late to the Fallout? That's an amazing name. That is a truly amazing name. Right, let's go back. No, hang on. My computer's doing something. If you click on the wrong thing on this old laptop, it decides to try and update and do things. So let's not click on that. Right then, Wolf Boyo, are you still here, my darling? If so, we'll get to you next. Debs, you'll be up after Wolf Boyo. So Wolf Boyo, if you're still here, come and say hello in the live chat. If not, Debs, come and say hello in the live chat. You will be next. And then, my darlings, we've got Patricia up after that. So then, Wolf Boyo, are you still here? I'm going to call you. Oh, I'm going to call you a couple more times. Wolf Boyo. Yes, look, it would be great to have you on. Exactly. I agree. Please come on the doodah. The podcast. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Wolf Boyo for the third and final time. If you're here, come and say hello. If not, I will move on to. Oh, there you are. You're still here. I was just about to skip on. Right. Let me slurp this. I'm going to do your swooshy swoosh, and we'll get on to your reading next. Oh, that isn't enough. That is. I'm drowning in coffee. That isn't enough time to drink a coffee. Hang on. What have I got? Right, this one. God, it all went down the wrong hole and everything. Look at that. Today we've had a missing D and things going down the wrong hole. Wow. Right, Wolf Boy, let's have a little look-see. Wolf, come on, there we go. Right, so then, dragons. Wolf Boyo is up next and would like a general question. So then, dragons, a reading for Wolf Boyo, who is a friend to the channel. Oops, and has a lovely puppy and is currently going through a bit of a festive ball ache, I would imagine, because he's oh, we've had a jumper. Hang on, let me put those back in there. Oh wow, right, okay, thank you, dragons. I was about to say because your gas isn't working because of a carbon monoxide leak. But as I was saying that, look at what card has jumped. Look, can you see? Strength. Wolf boyo. This is what the cards are saying to you. This is your modifying card, your clarifying card, strength. Now, it isn't the standard. This is the standard, look, where you've got the lovely blonde girl putting her mouth down the lion's throat to pull the tooth in this case. Sometimes it's pulling a tooth. Sometimes it's a thorn coming out the paw. In this case, it's pulling a tooth. However, yours has come up this way round. Look at this, with potentially a darker energy in play. Look how cool that card is. So when we're talking about your strength in this case, and for the fact that this is coming up as your modifier, this is super, super. Can you see it there? Yeah. No. I'll tell you what, let's stick it on there. Can you see that? Let me see if I can move it a bit closer so you can see it. Hang on, everybody. But yeah, so what does the strength card actually mean? If I put it, no, so it needs to be there. So I need to put it where my coffee cup is. Right, hang on a sec. Let me rejig everything around. There we go. Look, didn't I ever used to have it there? I'm sure I used to have it there. There we go. Oh! So what does the strength card mean this way round? It basically means that you have to have a lot more strength than you first thought, basically. So the standard depiction of the strength card, where she's pulling the thorn or pulling the rotten tooth from the lion, yes, that takes courage, and quite often that is talking more about courage than it is strength. In this case, this is talking about having that inner strength to keep on the path that you are on, because you've got this energy here, this sort of like impish, demonic, not as I'm saying there's not demonic energy around you, but there is this impish kind of obstacle that is basically the one that is making the lion feel the pain. Does that make sense? So it's like the lion's growling, oh, my tooth, my tooth, my tooth. She's come along and gone, here we go, I'll pull that tooth for you. And even if she pulls the tooth, this creature, this energy is still kind of being dark and mysterious and going, ha ha ha, you'll pull the wrong tooth, or once you pull the tooth, you're going to snag the back of the tongue, or I'm going to keep the dragon, the dragon, tiger, the lion being really upset with you. So you've got this constant energy there, and it's this thing where you have to overcome, and to overcome it, you've got to stay super, super, super focused. Okay, yes. This card is talking about having that inner strength, but it's talking about keeping on track even when the people around you are piling on the negativity, because that card ultimately, this image ultimately is that negativity. Okay, so the fact that that is coming into play, just keep bearing that in mind, that you're on the right path. You've just got to keep plowing forward, and actually, like, no matter what is thrown at you, just keep on swimming, because you're on the right path. And these things are sent to try us. These things are sent to try us. I don't know what that's from. Again, snippets of musicals going around my head. It's from Wicked. It's from Galinda singing. So yeah, that's very strange. I've just had all sorts of things happen all simultaneously as soon as I said that. So you've got to keep on track, right? And no matter what is happening around you, no matter people that are questioning your belief and your decisions, you've got to keep on track. Keep on trucking, because you've got this, right? So that is your modifying card. So I don't know what else is happening. I don't know what the rest of the reading is going to say, but whatever it is, keep on trucking, because you are on the right path. Even when people around you are saying, are you sure you want to do this? You know, think of the repercussions. Oh, are you sure you can handle X, Y, Z? Stay resolute, my friend. Stay absolutely resolute. I've done your cards. I've done your drop. Let's have a look at what you've got. Right. So in the energy you're ending 2022 with, that is now done. Oh, this ties in. We've got the 7 of Swords. Now look at this. Now again, this is why I love this deck. I wonder if I can, there you go. The 7 of Swords. So this is absolutely amazing. If you look, this person is carrying all of these swords, which are obstacles, challenges, and they are carrying with them. But in this deck, it looks almost like they are sneaking out of a village or an encampment. It looks like there's like you know, fire in the background, and people are, so you'll quite often see it depicted like this, look, with somebody just walking away. But here we can see what they're walking away from, and it's not, it changes the meaning quite significantly, this deck, because this almost looks sneaky. It looks like you've snuck into an enemy encampment and you've stolen all of the weapons that are going to be used against you, and now you are taking them out, but there's a few too many that you are carrying, look, because you've dropped a couple. So when this is talking about yay, thank you, Felicity. When you are talking about you know, this is talking about those things that you're carrying. These aren't even issues that are yours. You are trying to debarb or to disarm the people around you that are coming at you. Does that make sense? So it almost feels like last year there was so much crap going on in your life, but you found a way right at the end of the year to not only deflect the shit that was coming towards you, but to actually disarm them so that they weren't able to do that anymore. Which is an amazing thing, and it's an amazing energy being you know, coming forward, particularly with this strength card. So again, it's reinforcing this idea, Wolf Boy, that whatever it is that you've been on, whatever this pathway that you've been on, keep bloody going, because my God, is this telling you that you're on the right path. Like you've taken their barbs away from them. They can say what they want. It isn't going to hurt you anymore. You're over it. Now, the energy that we've got at the moment is fucking amazing. So 4 cards, right? Normally it's a 3-card reading. You've had 4 drop because you had this one as a modifier. 3 of them are major arcana cards. So this is like, oh my God, do you need to hear this? What we've got at the moment is the wheel. So other people call it, other decks call it the Wheel of Fortune. Quite often you'll see it depicted on its own or with a magician. Here we've got this sort of, again, these 2 figures. One is an Anubis. I can't remember what the other one is, this one here, but they are from Egyptian sort of mythology. You see them on quite a lot. The god, the dog-headed god, and the turtle, I think it is headed, I can't remember. And then you've got this image in the middle. Now, excuse me, the wheel has potentially 2 things, right? The main thing that it's talking about is in terms of opportunity. This element of it being the Wheel of Fortune is a wheel of opportunity, a wheel of options coming your way, basically. So whatever this last year is, whatever you're now ended, whatever all of this stuff that you've had to be strong through, you're now giving yourself options and pathways forward, and you're the one that gets to decide that. Some people would equate the wheel to movement, but for me, that's normally the Chariot. I would normally equate it to like a compass, but it's a compass that you can choose the direction that it falls on, because this is really saying at this moment in time, because again, this is the energy you've left last year with, this is the energy you've got now at this present. It's saying that if you had a compass, right, and a map, and you were like, actually, I really want to go here, then what you would want is a magic compass that will point you in the direction of your goal. You wouldn't want one that just points north, because then you've got to go, right, if that's north and I want to go here, then is that like that I've got to turn the map and it's 3.7 degrees north and 6. You just want a magic compass that points you in the way you want to go. And that's what this card is talking about. It's basically saying that whatever it is in the last 12 months that you've wanted to do but haven't been able to, now is the time to crack on with it, right? So if there are goals that you've had, dreams that you've had, ambitions that you've had to put on a back burner while you were dealing with this, now is the time to get those kick-started again. And especially because the energy we've got coming in for after the next 6 weeks, so the energy for basically the theme, if you like, for the rest of the year, we've got the moon. And this is the moon reversed, or this is the backside of this moon. So that's the kind of standard image on the Rider-Waite. This is far more, this is, again, I mean, tell me that this doesn't connect with the 3 oracle cards that you had, that we did right at the beginning of the reading. Again, if you weren't here for that, or if you missed it, go back and watch the very beginning once this is up. These cards absolutely tie in. Again, all of the readings tonight are tying in. So the moon is talking about your own spirituality, but it's also talking about like that element of discovery. This is about being naked in front of your gods, basically, in front of your deities, in front of the universe. And when we're talking about naked, it isn't talking about just being like unclothed. It's talking about casting away all of that bullshit, all of those masks that we wear, all the things we carry with us, and literally stripping them all away and just saying to the universe, this is me, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, and without any of that artifice that we carry, because every single one of us in every single walk of our lives will put up various masks and shields and defenses, and this is talking about stripping all of that back and actually being as authentic as possible moving forward. Now, it doesn't mean wear your heart on the sleeve and allow people to like walk all over you or anything like that, but it does mean being prepared to be the rawest, most authentic version of you that you can possibly be. Okay, and that is going to bring hardship in some aspects. It's also going to bring a hell of a lot of spiritual development and a hell of a lot of achievement, because the moon is very much talking about, like, I always refer to it as navel gazing. It's talking about that look within, look at your core ambitions. Who are you, Wolf Boyo? Who are you actually? I don't mean your name, or I don't mean your identity. What are the key fundamental things that go through you as a human being? So I often talk about a friend of mine that passed away called Wayne. And we once had a conversation, and I've mentioned this on the channel hundreds of times. We once had a conversation which basically was talking about witchcraft. Is it something you do, or is it something you are? If it's something you do, then that's fine. You know, you can practice and do all of that. If it's something you are, then it imbibes every single element of who you are. Everything you do is coming from that point of perspective. So for me, the reason I volunteer where I volunteer is partly down to my spirituality. The reason I do the things I do is because of that. All of this, all the way through, is all interlinked, and that is who I am. And this is talking about, who are you? What are you? If I cut you in half, what, like a stick of rock, what would be running through you? If I got your spiritual DNA under a spiritual microscope, what would it say about you? And that this card is talking about that for 2023. It is really talking about, this is the energy that is coming your way. This is a time for you to really focus in on the things that the hill you will die on, as they say. This is really for you focusing on what is important, what isn't important, and who do you want to be for the rest of your life? Who are you at your core for the rest of your life? It's a biggie. You got 3 major arcanas in a 4-card reading, so you know this is a biggie, Wolf Boyo. But whatever the hell is going on, it looks like it's going to be a really, really pivotal year for you in terms of moving from a really shit year, a bit like Ed's reading, into a much more focused year. So hopefully that makes sense, my darling. This is going to be phenomenal. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep that strength. When they throw sticks and stones at you, literally grab your shield, stick it up, and give them the 2 fingers. But yeah, whatever it is that you are up to, my friend, I hope everything goes really, really well for you. But that is your reading for today. And yeah, hopefully, I mean, it's going to be interesting moving forward, because I think, like with any type of change comes pain, and you know, there's a reason that growing pains are called growing pains, because it hurts as we grow and as we evolve. That is something that is always difficult, but I think in terms of this next 12 months, it's going to be, this is you stepping out of the, if you like, or this is the what is it, the ugly duckling becoming the swan, which never made sense to me, because you know, signets are not ugly. But you know, anyway, that's what this is all is. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me have a look back in the chat. Let me have a look see. That makes a lot of sense. Fabulous. Felicity, just pop your, hang on. Oh, Eliza, yeah, just put the word question followed by your question in the live chat. You've had a lot of help to work on saying no to your cousin more and distancing yourself, plus not giving as much info as what's going on in your life. Absolutely, my darling. That's it. Look after number 1. Finding your identity is something you're still trying to find out. Absolutely, my darling. Trust me, for a lot of us, it takes many, 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 many years. It really does. And for me, I'm really hopeful that it's a journey that I will go until the day I die. I really do. I will always want to uncover more hidden depths and aspects of my life and aspects of myself and why I do the things I do and what that means for my larger identity as a whole. I would love to keep uncovering and keep discovering truth about myself as we move forward, because I think otherwise it gets really boring. But yeah, there you go, my darling. I hope that makes sense, and that is your reading for today. Right then, Felicity, I've got your question in. I will get to that shortly. Oh, hang on, what's going on? Prism Stam, I've got yours in as well. Right then, so on here we've done Ed, we've done Wolf Boyo. Debbie, you'll be up next, and then I've got Patricia. I've seen you both in the chat, so we'll go to that first. A general reading, Debs. Okie dokie, we'll do that for you now. So then, dragons, we're doing a general reading. Right then, that clears the space for the dragons. I'm going to do you a swoopy swoop, so you'll get a reading straight after this, Debs. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! Okie dokie, right then, so let's have a look. Dragons, Debs is wanting a general reading for 2023. By the way, everybody, if you are wanting a reading tonight, I'll put the ticker tape back on. All you need to do is start your question with the word question, and yeah, it will go through for you. So once you've done that, it will, nope. There you go. Once you've done that, it will flag up on my system and I will be able to add you onto the list. So then, Debs, a general reading for you, my darling. So dragons, we know Debs. Debs is wanting a general reading for what 2023 has in store. Oops, that wasn't a flip. That wasn't a modifying card. That was just me being crap. So there is a difference. How do I know the difference? Because I know whether my hand is just going, no, I've shuffled too much tonight, or whether it's the dragons flipping a card. Because generally speaking, if my hands are bad, as you'll see, a wad of cards fall. If it's a message from the dragons, then it's likely to be a single card, or at most 2 cards that fall if they're a bit unsure of the modifier. Right then, so literally as I say that, there is a card on my desk. So we've got the Magician, and it's standard. So this is really positive, Debs. So this is your modifier. What do I mean by modifier? This is the card that will give us a bit of clarity throughout the reading. Now, what is the Magician? The Magician is all about having the ability and the tools in front of you to change your life and to change the situation around you. So this is a really positive card. The backside of it, look, if I show you, with this deck is still quite positive, but a little more sunset, a little more different ramifications, different meanings. This is very much the nighttime, the glorious stars in the sky, and the Magician holding the energy. They've got the infinity symbol above their head. They've got all the tools of life from the tarot deck, look, on the table. So you'll find the pentacle, the sword, the cup, and the wand. They've got a different glowing wand here with their power. So the Magician is talking about you have the ability to create things around you right now. Now, I'm not talking necessarily witchcraft, but again, I'm not talking necessarily not. I am really talking about in practical terms. So if you want to make changes in your life, now is the time to do it. This is really well suited for you right now. Bear with, hang on. I'm just trying to adjust. One of the things I didn't think about doing a 3-hour session was how uncomfortable my chair is. I need to get a new chair. But yeah, so it's a really positive card. Quite often the Magician, the flip side, so the darker aspect, will be talking about manipulation, because it can be seen that magicians, and even in some cases witches, and it's why there's a whole ethical argument to be had about witchcraft and spell casting. Should you cast a love spell, for instance, on someone? Well, it depends. And there's a whole ethical argument of, if you want to cast a love spell and you want that other person to fall in love with you, you are taking away some of their rights to say no. You're taking away some of their freedoms. You're taking away some of their, you know, their opportunity not to be in love with you. If you're doing that, and you then have to run the risk of, will you ever truly believe that person is in love with you because they want to be, or is it just because of the spell? And things like that you have to bear in mind, which is why the magician does have this flip side to it. Now, in this instance, I think it really is talking about the things that you want to change about your life and the things that you want to develop moving forward in a positive way. But it's saying you've got the tools right now, Deb. So you've got this around you right at this very second. So regardless of what else is going on, and I know you've had a shit year as well, a bit like me. Certainly the end of 2023 was a bit, 2022 was a bit shit. I think that for you, like whatever changes you need to make, whatever you want to move forward, that is what you need to do. And you've got that ability with you right now with this card. So that is really, really well suited. Okay, right. Hang on. I'm gonna shuffle again because we've had some repeat cards. Do I shuffle again? Does this feel like, this feels like a misshuffle because I was shuffling when, right, okay. So because I was shuffling when that card dropped, normally what I do is I stop, but I've just had 2 out of the 3 cards, 2 of the same ones pop back up. So I'm going to again not look at the deck, and I'm going to keep shuffling. Yeah, so I've just seen it's popped in the thing. You can only get a reading on the YouTubes. You can, if you're watching this on Facebook, you do need to come across, as it says at the bottom of the first bit of the description, is that you have to come across to YouTube. You have to be on the YouTube channel, and you have to then be a subscriber, and then put the word question followed by your question into the live chat, and I will get to it. It does say that on the ticker tape that is running at the bottom of the screen. So yeah, look, in fact, it's saying it right now. To request a reading, start your question with the word question, and it also says that private readings are also available. Right then. So we're going to do your cut again, Debs, and you've just seen me do a complete shuffle. We've got a very low cut there. Look at that. They don't want to go. That is solid. They don't want to go anywhere. So whatever it is, that's the cut. And 1, 2, and 3. Again, I have to look directly at the camera so that there is no influence whatsoever. There we go. Right. Oh, interesting. Interesting, interesting. So the energy that you are leaving 2022 with, okay, so this is something that is around you right now. So again, we've got this moving forward. We have judgment. So interesting. This is quite the standard depiction of judgment from the standard Rider-Waite. That's the flip card on the vice versa, but this is like the standard depiction. So this is judgment from on high. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean to be a higher power, as in God's deities, all of that. This is almost like judging yourself, even in some aspects. Like when you stand on the day of judgment, if whatever that means for you, how will you see yourself? How will you stand there for the things you do in your life and the decisions that you make? How are you going to, you know, be stripped naked again without artifice? There's been a lot of nudity today, haven't there? Without artifice, how are you going to stand in front of the universe, the gods, the deities, yourself on your day of reckoning, whatever that means? How are you going to stand there and defend your actions or support your actions? How are you going to stand there and basically say, this is what I've done in my life, this is why I've done those, why I've done it? And it's very much talking about justification as well as judgment, because there is this whole thing, isn't there? Only God can judge me. Really? No, we judge ourselves every single day of our lives. And sometimes the hardest judge of all can be ourselves. Like, we know the decisions we make. Oh, I've just eaten that 3rd slice of Christmas cake. Right, did you really want it? No, but I wanted Auntie think of a name, Auntie Abigail, not to have it. Right, well, that's interesting. So you didn't really want it and you ate it so that someone else couldn't have it. Is that a good thing to do? No. Or I had that 3rd piece of Christmas cake. Oh, why did you have that? Because it was so delicious, and I know that I'm back on my diet tomorrow. So actually, you know, I'm really sorry that Auntie Abigail couldn't eat that 3rd piece, but I had it because I am not going to get to enjoy this for another year. And so yes, it is slightly greedy, but also, do you know what? Like, she can make more, and I will buy her a Christmas cake. I'll make her a Christmas cake. I just won't be able to eat it. You know what I mean? It's got a different vibe to it. And so this really is talking about that element of judgment. And again, I find it really interesting that tonight we are doing 2023 year predictions, which is very interesting because it's a different energy, a very different vibe. Normally, like each card has a very specific timeline. This is talking about, this is the energy you are closing 2022 with. So whatever's happened, and I know that you've had a lot of stuff to deal with personally with your other half and things, and a lot of ill health in, you know, as far as he's concerned. It's not that even. It's about the actions you do and, you know, the motivation. I guess it's the motivation. So like, what is it that motivates you to do the things you do? And again, if you can stand like naked, stripped from all artifice, from all of the bullshit that we carry around with us, if you can stand in front of your higher self, your future self, like say if you in 5 years time was suddenly standing in front of you and went, why did you do that? Would you be able to justify it? How would you be able to tell future you that that was the right thing to do? Because again, like we've all done things, haven't we? And we all do things every single day where we think, oopsie, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Those things, that's what we're talking about. The energy that you've got for the present is a really interesting one. We've got the Four of Cups. Now, I'm just, can I, yes, sorry, I've just worked out that the cups are on the, that's the cups. Look, there are the cups spilt on the floor. Now, the Four of Cups is a bit of a weird one. I've got to say, it's a bit of a weird one. In the standard Rider-Waite, you've got kind of, sometimes you've got the glowy, floaty kind of angelic figure with a bugle coming on there. It's a bit of a weird one. Cups is all about emotions, right? So it's all about who you love, how you love. So I think there's a lot going on in terms of your emotional self right now. But it's also kind of a little bit, it deals with a bit of sadness and a bit of loss. So I think you've got that element going on at the moment, in terms of some loss of happiness and some loss of self. Now, it's also a bit grey and a bit bleak. Now, again, interesting, this card is only for what's going on now. So I don't know whether you suffer from SAD, seasonally adjusted depression. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, I do know Debs. I work with Debs quite a bit where we both volunteer. But I, you know, rarely do we have in-depth, deep discussions about spiritual stuff like this. None of that. Like, we're too busy sorting out moldy fruit, you know what I mean, than we are to talk about like our spiritual selves and what life means and our life lessons. So I don't know if you do suffer from SAD, if you do suffer from that kind of, that feeling all your energy being a bit low and a bit sus during the darker winter months, just bear in mind that that will too part, that too will pass. So even though, as you can see, this is a very grey looking card, and even, I mean, the back is even worse. Look at that. Look how distant and foggy and everything that looks. It really is talking about there being, you know, the ships that pass you by in the ships pass by in the night in the sea, ships, that, whatever that is, like that ship is way gone. But this is talking about like the positive aspect of this is to give yourself a bit of time, like rest. Rest is a really positive thing right now. So you need to rest. I mean, with everything you've had going on with Andy, you really do need to rest, because my God, you've been through it the last few weeks. But this is really talking about the energy that you've got right now is going to be a bit lower. So even though you've got this judgment and everything else going on, and you've got this magician card, it's talking about like whatever these decisions are that you want to change in your life right now, don't act immediately. This is more of a long-term thing. At the moment, this energy is talking about contemplation and giving yourself that time, that pause to make those decisions. Particularly if you're having to, like, you know, do the judgment-y thing. What we've got February onwards, because again, that's what the cards are seeing today. Again, this wasn't supposed to be like this way around when I came and sat down, but that's what the dragons want. The energy that we've got from about 6 weeks time, which is when I would normally cut the reading, so for the rest of the year, we've got the Eight of Swords. Now again, this is how the other side of the card looks. So you've got this blindfolded figure, hands tied behind their back, all of this, oh look, oh no, everything's shit. Is it? Because look what we've actually got. Yes, the hands are tied behind your back, but you're holding a sword. So whatever situation has caused you to be in this position where people think that they have you pegged, people think that you are weak and vulnerable, this is the year where actually Debbie is going to roar. You've got support coming in here from wisdom. So this eagle or this sort of bird of prey to me represents wisdom. It represents the fighting spirit. So you've got that coming in as a support. But also, look. So, oh no, I'm totally helpless, sir. Oh, what is a girl to do? Got your own bloody broadsword. That's what you're going to do. Like, oh no, you've tied my hands behind my back with my sword. I couldn't possibly cut my way out of there now. You know what I mean? So it really is talking about, like, this year is going to be a year of challenges, but nothing that you can't handle. Like, you are going to be all over this. This is your MacGyver year, right? This is you going, do you know what? I am going to take this bit of this pipe and I'm going to twist it with this bit of gaffer tape, and I'm going to use this bit of string over here, and I'm going to use, oh, I found a battery, so I'm going to get the battery. Oh, I need some wire. Right, I've got some chewing gum wrapper. Oh, I don't know mechanics, but you're going to get all these things and you're going to cobble together the things that you need, and you're going to basically, people are going to not undermine, what's the word? Not dismiss. People are going to, oh, come on, dragons. I've got the emotion. Give me the word. Underestimate. Thank you, dragons. People are going to underestimate you this year, right? And this is you going, huh, oh yes, oh no, oh, I can't possibly do this, woe is me, woe is me. Whereas actually you're MacGyvering your way out of the situation. That's going to be you all year, particularly if this way of getting out of tricky situations and finding your own way forward, even when people think that they have got the better of you, that's what this card is representing. So hopefully that all makes sense. You've got a few weeks of pondering, recovery from like the last few weeks. You've got a few weeks of, you know, less celebratory times. So again, a bit more slow cooker times. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is stodgy dinner time. So this is casserole time. This is, you know, oh, I can't be asked going out, so we're just going to sit in front of the sofa with a casserole and potatoes and stodgy comfort food, and I'm going to watch something nice on telly, and that's going to be what I do. That's what this card is really talking about. That self-care element of, yeah, it's dark outside, so if you don't have to go out, don't go out. Like, just don't go out. So, oh, well, I need to do this. Do you really need to do that? Or can that wait till spring because it's dark outside? So, you know, that's what you've got in the next few weeks. But then overall in this course of the year is literally like you finding ways, finding the tools, finding the methods to overcome the challenges that are going to come your way. So again, I don't know why I'm getting the impression of learning. There's nothing in the cards to say about learning, but literally just as I'm putting the cards together and I'm wrapping up, it's saying learning new skills, learning new. What are you trying to give me, dragons? Learning what? What are we learning? Practical? Well, I don't. There's something about learning. If you're doing a thing, Debs, if you're looking at a course, particularly if it's like a how-to course, then go for it. Learning. I don't know what you're learning, but something is there. You've got to learn something, and it's not a, oh, you'll learn your lesson, or oh, I'll learn how to handle. No. This is a practical thing. So there's some sort of course, some sort of thing that you've looked at in the last few days, or that you're going to look at, or you've been thinking about for a while, and it's something practical. It's not a self-help, self-care, arty airy fairy, none of that. It's something practical. It's a physical doing thing. I don't know what that is, my darling, but I will leave that with you. And hopefully that makes some sort of sense, because I was literally just closing up the reading and it's going learning. There you go. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, let's have a look in the chat. There are definitely things you've been thinking that you need to change. Absolutely. Your depression's been quite frontal recently. Yep, no, I can see that. Again, if it's SAD, one of those lamp things, I've got one in here actually. Oh, I bet it's buried underneath all of that stuff that I need to move probably. But one of the light lamps really helps. That helps me a lot. We've got one in the bedroom and one in here. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it makes sense. Learning came before, but no idea what I need to learn. This is no, it's not about spiritual learning or inner learning. It's about, there's some practical thing. Keep an eye out. You'll find randomly, you'll be in a random situation and you'll find a leaflet for sewing classes or DIY, or it's something craft as in, not as in painting and like felt needle felting. It's something craft as in baskets, DIY, woodwork. There's something along those lines. I wish I could. It's right there. They're giving it to me right there. There's something around. You're in a. Hang on. Right, dragons. Give me the image. Give me the image. I can see a leather apron. A leather apron, which for me is talking about, it's talking about the Three of Pentacles tarot card, which is the monk figure on the tradesman. It's a trade, right? There's some trade. There's a trade, Debs. There's a trade. I don't know what it is. There's some trade. Learn a trade. Don't know what the hell that is talking about, but there is some trade. And if it involves a leather apron, so that would be like woodworking, leatherworking, metalworking, possibly. Yeah, those things. If there's anything like that, go into that. Hopefully that makes sense. Right. Okay, dragons, thank you very much. Take it off now. That's as much as I can't see any more than that. It's not in the immediate. It's later in the year. Keep an eye out on Swarthmore, right, which is the adult education college in Leeds in the UK. Keep an eye out there because they do lots of different courses. And in fact, I think I'm going back to do my sign language again, hopefully very, very soon. But they do practical courses like stained glass windows and all sorts of random stuff like jewelry making and things. Keep an eye out on there because there's something there. I am sure there is something around that practically, like it's stuff that you'll find really fun that you can't do at home. So you've got to go somewhere and use their equipment and wear an apron, whatever that is. Have a look at that. And hopefully that makes sense. Right then. We will move on now, and Patricia, I know you're here in the chat. I'm just going to take a slurp of coffee. While I do that, this is a little message. Yes, that.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.
Absolutely. Look at that. Ed said, you want to say build a cabinet type of thingy. It's that sort of feel to it, Ed. It really is. It is that sort of feel. I'm not quite sure whether it's a cabinet, but it is definitely something along those lines. Right then, Patricia, my darling, a question general for you, or is it too early to ask after the last one? It's not at the moment. This is a whole different reading for tonight. This is 2023 predictions. I don't know why I wrote that in the title, but that's definitely what we're doing tonight, isn't it? Let's have a look. By the way, everybody, Patricia is one of the loveliest human beings I've ever met in my life. Genuinely lovely, and has a book collection and tarot collection that I am insanely jealous of, even with my many, like a whole bookcase full of decks over there and more piled up here and more that do you know what? I bought one, right? Sidebar. I bought one recently and I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be so good. Oh, no. Hang on a second. I can see it, Ed. I can see it. I'm on it. I'm on it like a car bonnet. Give me 1 second, everybody. But yeah, Patricia's collection is just second to none. Absolutely bonkers. It makes me look like I've been buying tarot decks and tarot cards for like 3 seconds. You know what I mean? It really, really, really does. Oh wow, that's so interesting. Right. Chan, you are blocked. Thank you very much, Chan. You is blocked. So look at that. Chan is trying to get people to send messages to say you are blessed for your reading. You are blessed. No, Chan also, Chan's Facebook page has this thing on the profile saying an angel on earth. No, you are a spammer. You are a scammer trying to get people to message you and trying to get, I'll be very surprised if you were actually a human being. It wouldn't surprise me if you were a spam bot that is just messaging on live streams like that. And probably my Facebook page has been flagged and is regularly spammed by the same people trying to get information, trying to get bank details, or trying to get people to message and then say, I will send you a reading. Oh, there's a lot of shit going on in your life. Send me $200 and I'll do a spell and all of that. Down that con. Never ever do that. If you ever see on any of my channels where that comes up, please do not go down that road. They are absolutely bullshit. Total bullshit. So Chan, you've been blocked. If you're wanting a reading on this channel, you do have to be a subscriber on YouTube, and you do have to put the word question followed by your question into the live chat, which is what our lovely Patricia has done. So then, yeah, Patricia has an amazing collection. She is a wonderful human being, a loving, wonderful soul. And yeah, so Patricia is wanting a reading, a general reading for 2023. What's that? Nearly 60 years of collecting. Your family will have fun one day sorting through them all. Well, yeah, they will. Yes, they will. But again, if you would like support in terms of that, you can always drop me a message. What? You won't be here. Yeah, if whenever you pop the clogs, darling, come and haunt me, and then I'll go and help you. Could you imagine me turning up, knocking on the door when the family are sorting through all your belongings, going, "Hi, Patricia came to me last night in a dream and says I've got to sort out all her tarot books, and I've got to hide some from you because some of them are a bit spooky. She doesn't want you to have those, and some of them we are like worth mega bucks, and so you can't just give them to the Oxfam shop. Thank you very much." I actually know somebody who had passed, or rather I know of someone who told this story that someone in their coven had passed, and the family just went, oh, these are just books, and just literally op-shopped them all, gave them all away to a charity. And a lot of the books were like first editions, a lot of early kind of witchcrafty books back at the time of when everything was, you know, decriminalized in the UK, and a lot of really deep and meaningful books that had been collected over a long period of time. And the family, who didn't believe in any of that sort of thing, just basically bundled them all up and took them down the op shop. So yeah, that's a thing. I couldn't imagine anything, but also that's how I couldn't imagine anything worse. But also, it's kind of one of those things where I think if that, like, when my time comes, if it's not Rufus sorting through them, but even if it is Rufus, like, Rufus wouldn't know which of my books are decent books and which of them are Silver Ravenwolf. Sorry, that's a slur. Which of my Silver Ravenwolf has become really popular again, because now all her books are like 20-25 years old. People are looking at them as some ancient wisdom. But anyway, I've got Neil on hand. So me and Neil have really had this discussion, especially with all the cancer shit last year, that whenever I pop my clogs, Neil is going to come and help sort all my witchy stuff out, so that Rufus can just go, here, Neil, there's the door, feel free. And Neil will sort it all out and work out which things need to be buried with me, which things need to be, you know, magically undone and disposed of, and which things can go to like op shops and Facebook stuff. But yeah, bonkers. Right, so Felicity, you're asking who's up next. You're up after Patricia, and then I've got Prism Stan and I've got Felicity twice. Okay, so yeah, I've got Felicity first after, and I've got Prism Stan twice. Right, okay, there we go. So I've got Felicity up and Prism Stan up. So if you're wanting a reading, everybody, put your question followed by the word if you're wanting a reading, start your I know, they really are. Silver Ravenwolf, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a lovely person, but a spell to protect your computer monitor. I mean, there's no reason why not, but wow, just no. Wow. I mean, I tell you what, I might have to depending on how much they are on eBay, I might have to go and seek out to ride a silver broomstick, to ride a white horse. What was it called? To ride a silver rocking horse, to ride a silver something. Whatever that book is, I might have to go and seek it out, because again, it's been 20 odd years since I last even acknowledged that Silver Raven Wolf existed. Or like read any of her stuff. So I might have to go and look it out, and then with my ancient wizened-old eyes, I might have to have a little look. But anyway, right, Patricia's reading. Let's have a look. A general reading for 2023. So then, dragons. Patricia, as you know, a lovely, lovely friend to the channel, would like to know what is happening this year moving forward in 2023. A general reading that we want. We've got a card drop, and it's dropped this way up. It's the 5 of Wands. So protection. We haven't had many wands today, have we? So this is about protecting your lot, even when stuff around you is going really bad. So this is kind of like the standard depiction. Here we've got a volcano in the background. So these two figures are going to fight because they are on opposite sides, even though this person here in the red and white is attacking this person here. So I would represent, like, to my mind, this would represent you. Different to this way around. And you are defending, because for me, Wands is all about defense. You are defending yourself, your opinions, your world, even though behind you things are not great. So for me, how does that actually break down as a modifying card? It basically says that you are standing your ground, even though this is that thing when I keep saying, like, the hill to die on. This is that talking about you will stand your ground even when other people are telling you that you are wrong. You are going to stand up, and you are going to do what is right and do what is true to you all the way through. And so I think there's a lot of that going on at the moment, certainly in terms of, like, the fact that this is coming up as a modifier means that, like, your defense mechanisms are up. So you are wanting to defend the people around you. You're wanting to, to do all of that and protect the things around you that are important to you, even when the things around you might not be reciprocal. Does that make sense? So if we're talking about people, it's like you're defending, I don't know, you're defending your cousin, for instance, right? Even though behind your back your cousin might be saying bad things about you, this is you doing that element of two wrongs don't make a right. So just because this volcano is erupting and is probably going to burn down the village doesn't mean that you shouldn't defend what you've got from people attacking. Does that make sense? So it really is that element of standing your ground, even when everything's lost anyway. It's like standing your ground and defending and protecting what is right and what is yours, even when oh, come on, dragons, give me that again. When all hope is lost, friends will be friends right till the end. When you're something and all hope is lost, whatever that first line is, friends will be friends right till the end. That Queen song. When you're something and all hope is lost, friends will be friends right till the end. That's what this card is giving me. I don't know why that bit of that song, and I don't remember the lyrics, but that's what that's giving me. Right, let's do your drop. No, that's a single card. It's going to go again. Wow, that was a proper double drop, wasn't it? There we go. To ride a white swan, says Ed. It wasn't that. I don't know if that's a song or either, but right, let me have a look. 1, 2, and 3. Where can I put the cards? Right, what have we got? Oh wow, right, okay, so then the energy that you've got, that you are leaving 2022 with, so the energy that you are kind of over, is a major arcana card. It's the Hermit. So again, it almost feels like, have you been a little bit locked away this last year, certainly in the last 6 months or the last 3 months? Have you felt that you've had to kind of keep yourself away from other people, and almost to the point where you've been a bit insular for whatever reason? But during that time, it almost feels like you've used that time to learn and grow, but you've had to not have other people around you And again, even if people are going and attacking you, like, no, I don't want to know. I'm just going to do my own thing. No, I don't want to come to yours for Christmas, Auntie Abigail, because you eat all the Christmas cake. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? You are distancing yourself from certain people, again, with this lovely card here. And you're doing so in a way that is beneficial for you so that you can learn and develop and grow in a way that is kind of for your future self. Does that make sense? So it's like for me, the Hermit is always about pausing, like getting off the merry-go-round, thinking about what put you on the merry-go-round in the first place and what it is you want to achieve by being on the merry-go-round, and then jumping back onto the uppy downy horsey thing. What's it called? You know what I mean? Jumping back onto that. If you decide that that's right. But it's about taking that time away from the people around you. It's about taking that time away from, the madness, and actually giving yourself that breathing space. Now, it may well be that that takes a month. It may well be that that takes 6 years. Whatever it is right for you about distancing yourself from, particularly if you've had like people coming at you, and it's almost like you mentioned earlier, right? You mentioned just now about when you go, your family going through your books. It almost feels like that there's a current of that going through this, because it kind of feels like, even though for you, you might not have 40 years left, and other people around you are kind of going, okay, clock's ticking. It's almost like, well, no, actually, I am going to live in my flat and have my witchy books, and I'm going to do what I do up until, my time is done. And all right, it's going to be difficult to get up that flight of stairs. It's not exactly easy, but I'd rather do that than go off into a nursing home or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Go off into that thing that my mum lived in. What's it called? What was it called? Sheltered accommodation. It's like, no, don't need that. And it's like, you could be 110 years of age and you'll be like, no, not going to do that. If it takes me 10 minutes to walk up like 12 steps, then I'll do it, because I'm a bloody independent woman. And it's that element that's coming through. And the reason I'm saying, I don't know why, if it feels like you've had this conversation over Christmas time, don't understand, or like before Christmas, but about Christmas, because this feels quite recent, this. And it feels like people are kind of going, it's almost that energy of, how can I put it? On soap operas and things like that, and like those really dodgy sort of Hallmark movies where, someone's like, come on now, auntie, sign the will over to me, like the murder she wrote and things like that. It's almost like, that melodramatic thing where somebody is around you trying to get you, just move in with us, auntie, grandma, whatever, move in with us, and then everything will be, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, why should I do that? That's not what I want. But it's like people going, at your age, there's a lot of that. Does that make sense? The Hermit is a really interesting card in terms of spirituality and growth, because it is talking about looking within for long-term gain, but it's also talking about, like, it's something I want to do at the moment, right? After this last year, I want to basically hermit myself in a way and write down all of my thoughts and feelings about the year that I've gone through, and what's changed and how that's affected me in terms of my own dealing with my own mortality, and the fact that, I probably don't have 25 years left, because the cancer's more than likely going to come back at some point. So it's about looking about how that has altered my perception of time and life and mortality. And so for me, the Hermit is all about that element. It's also one of those cards that it's kind of a self-imposed hermitude. Like, you choose to be a hermit. You know what I mean? It's like you choose to be Monty Python and the Life of Brian, is it? Where you've got the hermit in the thing, in the hole in the ground that doesn't speak. And then Brian comes along and jumps on his foot or whatever he does. And he goes, ow, oh, bugger, I haven't spoken for 25 years, whatever he says. And he's like, shut up. No, I'm not gonna be quiet now. I'm here. all of that, right? It's that type of thing. If you represent the hermit, or if the hermit is representing you at that right now, it's because you've chosen that. And you can choose not to have that. Does that make sense? It's like you can choose to leave your hermitude and re-enter the wider world. You might have to like learn what a computer is, for instance, or catch up on EastEnders or whatever it is. You might have to a bit of adjustment, like not being that hermit anymore. But, and again, I know for a lot of us, when it came down to COVID and all of that and the global pandemic, like we just stopped seeing everybody. Like literally, we didn't leave our house for 2 years. So that element of hermitude was kind of given to us. But this is really talking about something where you are choosing to stay in that role. Does that make sense? In that position. There's a lot to unpack with the hermit from last year. Where you are right now, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So again, a really interesting card. Fours are a bit of a weird one. Okay, so we're talking about not quite the community and not quite family, but not quite alone either. So there's like this element to it. So Pentacles is all about work, money, career. Now, work can mean the inner work. Generally, for me, it means money, career, and finances. But I don't think what that is what this is representing, because you've got this Wands card. You've got this Five of Wands here about defending what is right, even when like defending it is not. It's like dying on that hill. Like defending it, standing up, even going to jail for what you believe in. It's that kind of, you know, that Gandhi sort of element of, no, this is what is right, even though you all think I'm wrong, this is what is right. And with that Hermit card coming in the past, again, it feels like there's been a lot of that going on. So when we get to the Four of Pentacles going on right now, it's like there is work that still needs to be done. There is work that is continuing. But interestingly, this depiction has this labyrinth. Now, the labyrinth has all sorts of spiritual elements, which I'm sure you will know far more than I do. But for me, the labyrinth, again, is about a quest and an ongoing journey that hasn't finished yet. So although Pentacles is talking about career and money and finances, this work element is talking about there still being things for you to uncover and unwrap and discover about yourself and the wider world around you in the next few months. So it could well be that you are coming out of hermitude. It could well be that you are moving forward in a community aspect, or you're going to, you know, start a coven, for instance. It could be. But whatever it is, there is this work element that is coming into play. And this, again, self-discovery that's going on. For some reason, this labyrinth thing is overriding the Pentacles for me. This labyrinth of this journey and finding the right path through is really, really what this card is telling me. It's like almost, it could be almost any card. Like the fact that it's the Four of Pentacles is neither here nor there, because it's the labyrinth on here that is really singing to me right now. It really is. It's like, it's the labyrinth. Okay, so moving slightly on to what has the year got in store for you. We've got the Ten of Cups, but so this is how you'll recognize it with the Rider-Waite, or sort of very similar with the Rider-Waite. And this is how it's come up with the vice versa. We've got this reversal, which is a stunningly weird and esoteric card. So if you point it out, you've got this sort of fountain image in the middle. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. This fountain image is like naked statuesque woman in the middle with what looks like it could be like water coming off the fountain. And then you've got a swan, always the first thing I think of, like a swan that is made out of light. Is it angelic light? What is it that this represents here, like this central image? And then we've got the cups down here. And for me, the cups are almost like buried in the beach. So whatever's going on here, it feels like it feels like an angel coming up out of what's it called, on the horizon, right? So that angelic energy and that statuesque energy, and that the fact that we've got the night sky and the stars all around it, and the fact that it's the Ten of Cups itself. So Cups is all about emotion, and the 10 is about kind of completion and having a big like emotional connection. It feels like this year for you is about this big emotional reconnection. So the fact that we've got the Hermit one side and the Ten of Cups the other is quite telling for me. So it's talking about definitely reconnecting in the right way, even though you will have family members that are kind of trying to, you know, storm the barricades. Reconnecting in the right way and developing what's going right, what is going on, what is going on. I kind of feel like I want to message you about this reading, because there's a certain element here of finality, and there's a certain element here of time, and I don't, it's very strange, because this Ten of Cups, normally it's a really positive card. It's talking about, you know, celebrating everything that's come, but it almost feels like this celebration is being done about you, and that feels very strange. So if there's right, hang on, dragons, let's, by the way, if you're waiting for a reading, you might have to wait a couple of minutes because this is important. Dragons, what is this 10? What is this trying to tell me? Give me the emotional element of, oh, it's not, what's this? It's not you. It's oh, come on, dragons, you had it then. What is this? What is this? What is it called? Oh, come on, what's the word? You've given me the, I've got the feeling, I need the word. It's not reconnection, it's deeper than that. Reconciliation. What is going on? So there is, okay, dragons, you can take it off. There is a party, there is some celebration, and it's not you. Oh, right, hang on. Right, dragons, take it off now. Fuck me. It's not you, but it's somebody around you, a family member. I don't want to say a family member is going to pass, but there's a family event. So it could be a funeral, it could be a wedding, it could be something else. There's something else. There's a family event or something. It's not a funeral, but it's not a wedding. What is it? What is this? Anyway, there's a it's not reconciliation. What is it? It's not retribution. What is it? Come on, dragons. Sorry, everyone. Bear with. This happens sometimes. It is. Come on. I can see the image, dragons. I need to know the word, because there was a particular word that you're just escaping. It is a. I'm just getting reconsolidation, something, whatever that means, right? Let me explain what I'm getting. Hang on. At first, reconciliation, still suffering from it. It's not a tried reconciliation, still suffering from it, not a success. There's something else happening, right? Whatever this word is, that is the word that I'm given over and over and over and over and over again. Reconciliation. I'm not even recalibration, says Neat. Possibly. I think it's more reconciliation. I don't know. What I'm seeing, Patricia, right? And this is why I paused, is because initially it felt funerally. But you're there, so it's not your funeral, but there's some sort of thing, right? The way the dragons give me images, when this goes beyond the cards and they actually give me images, it tends to be something that is like from my life that I've never talked about this, right? They give me images that are generally memories from my life, and they'll give me an emotional connection to that memory. And then I'll get words or songs or smells or something that kind of put me in, that give me information around what I'm trying to say, right? So they give me the nuance and the deepening thing. What they're giving me at the moment is this memory when I was 15 years of age at my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary party, right? And it was in a community centre, and it was this thing. And they're giving me this memory of family coming together for a celebration, even though we knew that or they knew, I didn't know, that my grandfather's time was ticking, right? Because he had leukemia. So they had their anniversary. I knew nothing about the leukemia, neither did my sister or my cousin. But the rest of the family kind of knew what was going on. So there was this double-edged sword around the anniversary party. So whilst everybody on the surface was smiles, there was this undercurrent of they might not make it to 51 or 52 years. And so this is what I've got. But you are here. You are, it's like I've got this memory image of this party, and then I've kind of got like anonymize all of those figures that would be family members and friends of my grandparents, anonymize all of that so they're faceless, and then the person who's like the person I recognize, because obviously I don't know what your family look like, but you're not central, so this isn't about you, but you're on the side of this. It's like if this was my family, right? My grandparents would be in the middle, and then like the three daughters that they had, my mum and my aunts, would be around, and then it's like if that's like the central picture. If let's say if you were taking a photo, it's like where one of my aunts would be, or where like my cousin would be, that's where you would be on this family photo. So it's not directly about you, but it's got this double-edged sword to it. It's this really weird feeling. Reconciliation. I don't know what that means in terms of you and family, but there is this really strong, that is the only word that is going, and literally they are, you can literally take it off now, because I've got this word and it's like I'm hearing it almost in the back of my head. Reconciliation, reconciliation, reconciliation. And it's whatever that means. This party, this event that is happening later this year, almost towards the end of the year, whatever this is, if you've got something at the end of the year, Patricia, then this is what this is relating to. There is going to be a coming together under double-edged circumstances. So it's not like you're coming together, you know, because there's a new baby, or because, you know, someone's having it is literally like someone's having a 50th anniversary party, but actually you all know that chances are there's not going to be a 51st. There's something like that is going to happen, and it's going to cause this coming back together. And it's not in and of itself, it's not healing, but it begins the healing, and it opens doors that are currently closed. Don't know what I'm saying. Don't know if this makes any sense. And in fact, I've got a feeling I've remembered this wrong, because I've got a feeling that actually I was 14 and they died. My granddad died 18 months later, so there's a bit of a time gap there. But anyway, it's going to begin the rehealing and the reconciliation of this. This has got to be family. This can't be anything else. Literally, I've got a memory. I've got an image in my head of a Rolls Royce. Does Rolls Royce mean anything to you? Do you have a Rolls Royce? Bloody hell. A Rolls Royce that was a rental that picked my grandparents up. And then the family all had pictures, and one of my aunts had this picture where she had lifted up her skirt and flashed some fire because she thought she had good legs, right? You don't need to know all of that, but there's this image of a Rolls Royce and this family with this kind of, everyone's there for their own reasons. Everyone's pulling in different directions to a large extent, but it begins this healing, and it's a celebration, which is why I don't think it's a funeral, but it has tinges of funeral. I don't know what any of this means. Rolls Royce is definitely there. community centre. I think I'm just getting that because it's where this particular thing was. But this Rolls Royce is really like, I keep getting this image of this Rolls Royce. There were various photos that my grandparents had taken in the back of the Rolls Royce, with the Rolls Royce pulling up at their house and all of this. And I keep getting this series of almost like a flick book of Rolls Royce, grandparents in a Rolls Royce, smiles, smiles, smiles. And then almost like if you look to the side of the photo or just out of the frame of the photo, you would see my mum with like a sad face because she knew that it would be my granddad's last. I don't know if any of this is making sense. Whatever it is, that's what this is telling me, right? And this 10 of Cups, that's what this is. This is that coming together, the end of a cycle, which could mean somebody passing. It genuinely could. It's not you, but it could mean somebody passing, or it could mean it's just the end of a cycle. It's the end of an era. Right, dragons, can we focus in any more as to see what this party is, what this event is? Has somebody got a milestone event this year, like a 50th anniversary, a blank birthday, a retirement? It's not retirement, forget that. It's not work related. Is there something you've got this year? Because if there is, it's about this. It's tying in with this, whatever this. See, now I'm getting, why are you giving me this? Why are you giving me this? Okay, I'm getting birthday. Right, my mum, I have to explain the picture. Sorry everybody else if you're watching this. This is just me and Patricia having a one-to-one, even though this is all one-sided, because I should really put the live chat back on, shouldn't I? Oh! Oh, okay, possibly, yes, I think you will. I think you need to, for healing. Reach out before, even if it hurts like fuck, because that's what this is. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, right, hang on. Give me 1 second.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.
Right, the image I got, right, which is why I've just had an emotional, take it off now, dragons. The image I got, right, my mum, and I was talking about birthdays, wasn't I? Fuck me. My mum, for her 70th birthday, had a picture taken where she was holding this cake, right? And she was all smiles. No, not her 70th, her 60th. Her 60th. Was it her 7th? When do you retire? Is it 60 normally for women? I think it was her 60th, right? And so she had this picture taken where she's holding her 60th birthday cake and she's all smiles, and she was a larger lady. She was like a size 24, 26. Sorry, mum, but you were. And she just full of smiles, beaming face, right? And she's got this picture. And it's the picture that we used on her thing in the funeral, you know, the thing that goes in, like the pamphlet-y thing for, I don't know what they're called, for funerals. when you go in and it's got a bit about the person that's died and it said, you know, the running order and all of that. It was one of the photos that we used. We had one on the front of how she was just before she passed, and one on the back was this, because it was my favorite photo and her favorite photo, because she was happy and smiling. And it was literally, that was in the July. In the October she started having the falls, and after that is when she was, that's when we discovered she had a brain tumor, and that's when she had a stroke, and that led to all of the other issues that, you know, she had for the rest of her life. So before I was getting that image, and I was like, why I have to explain the logistics. I was looking behind me because it normally lives, it's actually just here. Well, you can't see it there. Look, if I here we go, look there, see in that cabinet, this is my cabinet of curiosities, right? So there's all sorts of witchy bits and pieces in here. Just here, just there, that white thing that you can see is actually the program, the order of whatever it is that you have at a funeral, right? That is literally what is there. And so that's why I was looking, I was like, it's that, this is the image that they just sent me. If he's you say he's dying now, yeah, quite well, quite more than likely, and there will be an event. They regret that. They regret that all the way through this, right? This is you defending yourself, and this is you, like, this is you defending yourself to the nth degree, Patricia. God, fucking hell. Right, take it off me, dragons. I'll fucking smudge you. I will smudge you, and you know I will. Right, we're smudging. Hang on. Cover the deck. We're smudging again, cleansing it. I don't need the emotions, thanks. Fucking hell. All of the hurt and all of the pain that you will feel, it's like there will come a time for you to heal from that, right? And there will come a time where you need to be able to close that chapter. Before you do, before he is gone, even if you do it from where you are and you don't physically go see and have that conversation, just acknowledge to the universe and acknowledge to him, and just, even if you just on the astral field, and I know you know what I'm talking about, just go and pop along and say hello and say, like, you were a bastard, but actually I forgive you. And that forgiveness is really, really important, because that will trigger this reconciliation with, fuck me, it's not him, it's the rest of the family, it's everybody around, it's people who were like, excuse me for burping, I've got so much, there's yeah, struggling to swallow, struggling to struggling to get a full lung full. So there are some issues going on there. But what I think, in all honesty, right, is that make peace afterwards. Reconciliation is important in terms of like healing, but also in terms of giving people a second chance that may not understand what went down. Does that make sense? Especially in families, like there is stuff. Oh, fucking hell. I need to develop this shit. I really do, because yeah, there is stuff in families that happens and then things carry on just because that's the way they've always been. So like you have a big falling out and then for years you don't speak, but you forget what the falling out was over. And I'm not saying in your case that that's what it is, but the wider family members will just not get to know what's happening. So there will be wider family members, members of your community, members that are around that will want to make peace and will want to know you, whilst there is a chance for them to do that, but whilst those whilst those doors are shut, that's never going to happen. So that's where the reconciliation comes in, not necessarily for your father or the people around that were close to him, and the decisions that happened that made you, you know, protect yourself, in all honesty. But it's like when you have these family events, like you get the people involved directly, and then you get all the people around them, and quite often the people around them don't understand the nuance between what's happened between the two figures, and they just go along with it. So when it splits, a bit like a divorce, when two people split, like you have to take sides, don't you, almost? So like the family of the wife and the family of the husband, or the family of the wife and wife, husband, whichever one's, like the two people involved, it's like, even though this person here was best friends or got to be really close with this person on this family side, they kind of can't connect, they can't like be friends, because the two central people have done that. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this. It's like, it's not the people directly involved, it's the people underneath, and somebody underneath, several people underneath, are wanting to reconnect and not understanding what happened, and that's a decision for you to make in the future. That's why the Hermit card has come in so strongly. Fucking hell, yeah. In all honesty, yeah, if anyone else is waiting, I do apologize, but this is the way it goes on this channel. Sometimes the messages come through so fucking strongly that we have to interrupt everything, and this is what we'll do. And I will never ever 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 apologize for giving readings like this, because this is what I am here to do. And I had no idea, A, that Patricia was going to come on the live stream, that's the word I'm looking for. B, that I was going to do 2023 predictions and things, because that's not something I normally do, until I typed it and I was like, oh, that'll do. And C, I never in a million years would have thought that I'd be getting like deep emotional stuff and having all of this given to me by the dragons. It's a form of psychic development that we're working on, and yeah, we'll see what happens during this year. But anyway, okay, I think, Patricia, I think in all honesty, protect yourself. That five of swords, sorry, five of wands there, talking about protection, standing your ground, even when you've got that volcano behind you, and standing your ground, protect yourself. Like, if it's not right for you to go and like to go to the funeral, then don't go. If it's but again, choosing not to go is that Hermit energy. Okay, choosing not to go is the Hermit energy. That 10 of Cups, that is the event where it's tinged with sadness and reconciliation and coming togetherness. It's that 50th anniversary party from my connection. Okay, whatever time scale this happens on, I don't think this is going to be years and years and years away at all, like months and months away. I think this is first quarter, potentially second quarter, so potentially March, April time, around that sort of time. This is not, maybe not January that the event happens. I don't think it is. I think it is more end of the first, beginning of the second quarter. It will be done and dusted before, possibly Imbolc or Beltane. No, what's the spring one? Beltane, or possibly like way before midsummer. Way before midsummer. Who's the woman? Hang on. Who's the woman? Right, let me describe her. Fucking hell, dragons. Right, we're really doing this? Right, Patricia, who is the woman? There is a woman. Looks quite similar to you, but younger. And when I say younger, I don't mean like 2 or 3 years. I mean like almost like, I don't know whether you've got kids. Could be your child. Don't think it is. Could be a niece. A niece? Is a niece the right one? Or cousin, younger cousin. Why was I saying cousin? Right, niece or cousin, right? Something in that ballpark that is wanting to connect with you. Someone in your family is witchy. Someone in your family is witchy. They look quite similar to you. I don't know whether it's the hair. It could be the hair, darker hair, possibly a bob or like an asymmetric-y thing. Oh, where's your picture? Because I want to see if it's that. Oh God. Oh, it's tiny. Can I make it any bigger? I don't think I can make it any bigger. Oh, pants. Similar look to you, possibly glasses. You see how, like on the picture just there, your hair goes like, it's similar to that, but darker, dark brown stroke reddish, like dyed chestnut color, chestnut hair, right? A little bit thinner, quite significantly like younger, sorry, but it is true. But a very similar hair. Whoever this person is, niece, nephew, niece, could be, niece, cousin, grand, no, it wouldn't be grand niece, that doesn't make any sense. Great niece, like what, cousin one removed, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Somebody like that who is very, very similar, very, very very similar in terms of vibe, very similar in terms of energy, very similar in terms of look of a younger Patricia. Whoever this person is, they are witchy. They are, this is why I was getting this thing about the sodding the books. They are they might want to get to know you just to get to, you know, your stuff, but I don't think it is. They want to get to know the witchy aunt. Witchy aunt? Is that even a thing? Is that even a thing? If you've got anybody in your family that this makes sense to, right, that you are connecting with, or that hits a bell for, that person is going to seek you out at the funeral. And if you do go, that's the reason you go, is for that, not for anything else. And that's what this 10 of Cups energy is, because it's going to be the tinged, it's the flip side. It's the, everybody else is sad, but actually you're there to seal a deal. Fuck's sake. You're there to seal a deal, make sure that this person is actually gone because of what they did, but also you are there to meet this other family member, wider family, don't understand what the connection is there, could be second cousin's daughter, something like that. It's some second generation thing. You are there to meet them, and you are there. That is going to be the reconciliation. That is going to be the, like, it's almost like two parts of the family. All the rest of it isn't going to matter. This connection is the connection that's important. Fuck me. Right, I'm going. That is, sorry everybody, that is what I've got. Patricia, I hope you can take that. I really, really do. My God. In terms of everything you're going through, like, your feelings are right. Your feelings are just. You're entitled to feel exactly how you feel. Do not feel pressure from me to go to any funeral if you don't feel like you want to. The connection will still happen. That connection will still happen. It will take a lot longer and be a lot more delayed, but there is definitely something around. This funeral is an ending. It's a closing of a chapter. It's putting to rest this drama. And it feels like, fuck's sake, brain. It feels like, right? It feels like this is Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Who. I don't know if you watch Doctor Who, right? Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Who. I watched her first year. I wasn't overly impressed with the writing. I haven't watched any of the rest. I will watch when David Tennant comes back in, because we got a brand new showrunner again, new writers, returning actor, returning people, all of that. But it's like a fresh start. That is what this is going to be for you. This is like this ending is also a massive fresh start. It's going to end the hermit side. That is going to go, or that is going to, you're going to choose to come out of that a little bit. And really, really, really importantly, this reconciliation is a small scale reconciliation with wider family members that you haven't necessarily got a connection with at the moment. The funeral itself is much of a muchness. I don't think like his passing is going to be any major issue for you in terms of emotional hassle or like a change of heart. Like, none of that's going to happen. It's not going to be like, okay, oh well, you've only got limited time left, I must go. It's not going to be that. This isn't the hallmark bollocks of that. But whoever this younger person is, look out for them. A, they need guidance, and B, you're going to pass something down. and I don't know what that is. You're going to pass something to them, whether it's a physical thing. It's almost like fucking, I want to say it's almost like your Book of Shadows from Charmed. It's almost like that, right? This is you becoming the, oh, I can't remember what it was in Charmed. Was it the grandmother that died and then was back or whatever? And she was around, but she wasn't around, but sometimes she was. And then I don't remember because I don't remember Charmed. You're going to pass something down to whoever this other family member is, and it's linking your family tree. And this is what that reconciliation is. It's making this connection from where you've got where your spiritual path came from down to the next lot. And it's like skipped a generation because of all this family bullshit. And it's this next lot that are going to pick up on it and run with it. And it's whoever is in this next lot. Fuck me. Right. Okay. Take it off now, Dragons. Thank you very much. Oh my God, no problem at all, my darling. Hopefully it makes sense. Oh, hang on. This is your instinct. Next 3 months, if you go there, will be aggro. I can do without it. You've got 3 granddaughters who are witchlings. Fucking hell, Charmed. I literally just said it. Yes. You're the matriarch of their lineage. Put together your book, a book for you to hand down. Like, fuck me, right. Right, take it off, Dragons. It really is the book, but it's not your book. It's a book you're going to create for them. Your favorite workings, the things that you would pass down to your lineage, like to your coven sisters, all of that. What would you pass to the next generation of witches? Obviously wouldn't be a Silver Ravenwolf book to ride a silver rocking horse, broomstick, whatever that is. It wouldn't be that. It would be something else. Sorry, everybody, this has gone on. Like we're coming to the next readings now. But whatever this is, Patricia, whatever this thing is, you like put a book together, and however this connection is made, you're gonna be the grandmother from Charmed. You're gonna be the one that isn't in their life all the time, but pops in occasionally when they need the wisdom, or when you need that younger energy. All red-haired and weird. Fucking hell! I didn't even know you had kids, let alone grandkids. That is bonkers. Right. Thank you, Dragons. Thank you, Patricia. Fucking hell, talk about connections. Right, I'm going to move on now. I'm going to try and get to the last readings that we've got in. If you are wanting a reading, everybody, do please, they're not going to be that long, I promise you. Do put the word question followed by your question in the chat, in the live chat, and I will try and get to those if I can. Absolutely, Anita, absolutely. Sending you hugs, hope you're going to be okay. Oh, she's going to be amazing. She's going to be amazing. She's going to be amazing. Literally, this is like, she's going to step. I'm getting a mix of Granny Weatherwax and Nanny Og. I hope you can get the reference. Literally, the two combined is kind of where that's going to be the role model that you're going to have for this. Fuck me. Oh my God. Oh my God. All the best to you, my darling. I will, yeah, I'm going to leave that with you, and I will be with you. Yeah, words. Felicity, you are up next, my darling. If you're here on the live, please come and say hello. Oh, look, you're there already. Come and say hello on the live just so we know you've not disappeared. Right. If the person on your mind and I will communicate this month, please and thank you. Right, okie dokie. Let's have a look for you then. Back to a more straightforward reading. God, Lord. This is why I did an extra hour. This is why I did an extra hour, Patricia. Like, that makes sense. Now, I don't know how long your reading was, but wowza. I need to come over in the spring, right? In the spring, I'm going to come over. We'll have a coffee and a proper, like several cups of coffee and a proper natter, and I will do you a proper live reading. And I promise you, that is what we will do that, my darling. But yeah, wow. Right then, Felicity. Will the person on your mind? Woo! We've had a card fly. Well, technically we had a few cards fly, so that's not a, there we go. That's not actually a modifying card. That's just me being a bit crap. Will the person on your mind and you communicate this month? That's what we want to know, dragons. Will Felicity and the person on their mind communicate this month? So then let's just have a look. I'm going to do one more go round with the cards on the shuffling just to see if we get anything fall. And I don't think we're going to. Nope. Right then. So your cut. Here we go. We'll do the cut, do the drop. Ignore that. It's going to go again. It's going to go again. There's one more to go. There you go. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Right. Then looking at you, not looking at the cards, so I don't get a little heads up. 1, 2, and 3. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, these cards are double-sided, which means normally when you read tarot, you're looking at the backs of the cards. So they're like plain backs or with a pattern. In this deck, the backs have the cards are double-sided, so they've got 2 different pictures on either side. Oh, right, okay. Do you want to is the question, Felicity. Do you want to? The person on your mind hurt you. Like, and the reason I'm saying that, we've got the 3 of Swords in the energy from last year. So, and the flip side of it, just to show you what I mean by, oh fuck. Hang on. Oh fuck. Oh no, I've got it. I can see it. I can see it. No danger. Found it. So that's the card, right? So on the flip side, you can see there's the other side of the deck. It's the other side of the card. So on this card, on the front of the card, which is the standard image of the 3 of Swords, where you've got, like, in this case, it's actually using a shield, but quite often it's just a heart, pierced by 3 swords. On the flip side, you can see the back of the sword itself, the shield itself. So this is what I mean when I say that they are double-sided. Now, this instantly is saying about heartbreak. So the person you're thinking of feels like it's a heartbreak situation that you were in. It feels very much like this person is someone who did you dirty, because this card, if you look, it's raining. It's not a pleasant situation. This is a war, like a medieval war, like war zone, excuse me, battle zone, battlefield. That's the word, right? So it's very much talking about if you do connect with this person this month, then the question is that what you want if they did the dirty on you? The reason I'm saying is that the next 2 cards we've got are talking about, I think, more likely talking about this person than they are you. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, right? So the Knight is that youthful energy, rebellious energy. They don't care who they hurt. They don't think about their repercussions of their actions. They go ahead and do it anyway. So in this case, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles is more about finances, work, career. So if it's somebody that you work with or somebody that you have a financial connection with, this is really talking about them still acting like a teenager, right? So doing things that aren't necessarily in your best interest, and doing those things anyway. And even if you said to them, look, every time you do XYZ, it hurts me, they're going to carry on doing it because that's the type of person they are, right? Reason I'm saying that this is about them is because next up we've got the Page of Pentacles as well. So if you don't know, the way the tarot deck works, there's 22 cards is the major arcana. The rest of them is the minor arcana. The minor arcana is separated into different suits, a bit like a normal deck of playing cards. Pentacles normally relates to money, career, finances, but recently, especially with this deck, for me, it's talking about work in the wider sense, like the things you have to work at. So it's a little bit confusing. But when we're talking about the character cards, like in a normal deck of cards, you've got Jack, Queen, King. In the tarot deck, you go Page, Knight, Queen, King. So the Page and the Knight represent youthful energy. Queen is obviously Queen energy, so very feminine, maternal type energy, and the King represents the more masculine energy. Of course, none of that sits entirely comfortable with me as a trans person. You know, when we're looking at non-binary energies, all of the above. But that historically and traditionally is what those cards represent. Now, the Page is youthful energy, but quite often these two are very, very linked, because you can see that the Page grows into the Knight. So there is this element here of, is this person going to reach out to you this month? I think possibly, but I think possibly if they do, it's because it's not because it's the right decision for you. It's not because it's the right thing. It's literally because they are throwing their dummy out. It's like they're acting childishly. It's almost like their favorite toy's been taken away. Does that make sense? Hang on, let me just check. Have you commented? Oh, hang on. Oh, you were talking to Patricia there. So yeah, so I think there is this real element here, Felicity, where like this person may well reach out to you, but the wider question is, if they do reach out to you, are you going to reciprocate? Are you going to reply? Are you going to reply? Because it's like, it's all well and good, you know, someone contacting you, but you have to then be able to have that two-way conversation. If you don't want that two-way conversation with them, then it's fine for you to ignore them, ghost them, all of the above. You don't have to, you don't owe this person anything. It feels very much like there was an ending last year, and it feels like you are hanging off in hopes of that ending not being final, because this again is very much heartbreak energy that the Three of Swords brings. Right, dragons, we want one card. We want a definitive, so we now know who we're talking about. We want a definitive, is this person going to message, yes or no? That's all we're looking for. Okay, and we're just going to do a single card cut. I think that's it. The cards aren't sure. They're not sure. Right. Okay, so we've got the Three of Wands that has come up walking away. So again, I think there's nothing here definitive saying it's going to be this month. I don't think it necessarily is. I think it's going to be more about you. Right, okay, I've got it, dragons. You want them to, is the answer. You want them to. That is the answer, my darling. You want them to message. You want them to contact you. Whether it's so that you can go, fuck you, look how strong I am without you, or whether it's because secretly there's a part of you that will say, yes, I'll take you back, absolutely. You want them to come back. You want them to make that move. Now, while they do that, they've got a hold over you, right? So this card, the Three of Wands, this way round is a much stronger, much more, you know, defensive card. You are defending your home and your, yeah, everything about you. This way round, it looks a lot sadder and a lot more alone, a lot lonelier card, right? It looks like you're standing there all alone in the desert. Here, you're standing there all alone in the desert, protecting what is yours. And I think in this instance, like, you want them to contact you. You want them to feel like, miss me. You should miss me. Like, you did me wrong. You should feel all the pain that I felt, so that you can go, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, right? I think at the end of the day, what you need to do, right, we're not going to do an oracle, we're going to do another one. So dragons, one more card, sorry everyone, one more card, and this is advice for Felicity, right? One card on the drop, one card. I'm not shuffling, I'm just getting them all into line. One card on the drop, right? And what we want, dragons, is advice, right? That's what we want, advice. Should Felicity, how does Felicity get over the Three of Swords? How does Felicity get over it? Okay, you can take that song out of my head now. What they're giving me is, if you're under him, there ain't getting over him. Was that Dua Lipa, the rules? One, but 2 and 3, if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. Whatever that song is, they're giving you the snippet of, if you're under him, you ain't getting over him, right? Whatever that means. And we've got, so it would be that one, and it would be flipped. So we've got the 4 of Wands. Start about getting under him. Right. Again, wands, protection, but this is protection in a, look, this is a much more positive thing. Find somebody else. Find somebody else. That's how you get over this one. What is it they say? It's this half quote. The best way to get over a man, the best way to get over an ex-lover is to get under a new one. Does that make sense? Like, I think that's the way around that is they're trying to give it to me. Like, whatever this is, like this person, they may well contact you. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your time, Felicity. They're really, really not worth your time. There ain't, if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. That song, whatever that song is, that should be your theme right now. Oh, for fuck's sake, Patricia. I Will Survive is all about getting over a spurned, like a broken relationship and things like that. The famous song I Will Survive. Yes, is this? First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without him by my side. Then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and now you're back from outer space. That said, look upon your face. I should change that stupid lock. Maybe leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, because you ain't welcome anymore. All of that is literally what you need to do. New Rules, yes, that one as well. New Rules by Dua Lipa. Thank you very much. And I Will Survive. Put those two together is a mashup in your head. Whenever you think about, like, oh, I really wish Joe Blogs, Bob Smith, whatever his name was, I really wish that he'd get back to me. Just keep remembering those 2 songs. Just remember those 2 songs. Absolutely. Look at that. We've had the same. There you go. Look, even Rabina. Good evening, Rabina. I didn't see you come in the chat. Rabina Sahunta, who says to get over someone, you need to get under someone. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, do I agree with that? Yeah, I kind of do actually. Yeah, I kind of do. Right, I've got one more reading in. Hopefully, Felicity, hopefully that makes sense. Prism Stan, what will happen when I see him again? Oh, what will happen when Prism Stan sees him again? Right then, Felicity, I hope that helps. Dragons, I don't know how many readings we've done tonight. It feels like we've done like 27, but I don't think that's right. But however many it is, this will be the last one, Dragons. If you're here and you are wanting a question and haven't got round to it, then please do come back next week. Don't forget, you can always go across to fiverr.com/beyond authentic. The Iron Authentic is a 1, right? And if you do want a reading, if you book a 6-card reading, put the word weirdling in. I will upgrade you for free to a 10-card reading. Prism Stan, if you're here live, come and say hello in the live chat, just so I know that you are still here, my darling. But yeah, if you are wanting a private one-to-one reading before next Sunday, do please go across to fiverr.com. Equally, I will be doing, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I will be doing another stream. I don't know what time of day it's going to be. I don't know quite when that is. But if you are wanting, it might just be Oracle. I don't know yet. But I'm going to do another live stream. And so, yeah, if you are around, hit your notification bell. If you want free readings on this channel, do hit your notification bell. Right, this is the last call out for Prism Stan. If you are here, do please come and say hello in the chat. If not, I will open it for one last reading for the first person that I see that puts the word question followed by their question in the live chat. If you want it, go now, because Prism Stan hasn't replied. So if you want a reading, this is your last chance. Do it now. You've got 24 seconds. And the first person that I see, it's not necessarily the first one, it's the first one that I see. I can't see any of the comments right now. So the first one that I see, I will get to. So you're going to have 24 seconds. This tells you how to book a reading on Fiverr. Oh, it's not played. What are we doing? Comments is on. Right then, so live comments. I have got Cat. Cat, you're the first one I've seen. So Cat, here we go. This is a reading for Cat. Southern Dragons. 10 minutes left on this stream. I know my neighbours are trying to, you know, drill through from above or something. Southern Dragons, Cat would like a reading. And the question is, what is coming up for me in 2023? So then, Cat, let's have a look for you. Dragons, what is coming up for Cat in the next year, in the next 12 months? Now, obviously, we don't tend to read 12 months in advance. If you're new to the channel, normally our readings are normally 6 weeks back, 6 weeks forward. And normally we don't do the longer term. But however, just because it is New Year's Day, what I am doing today is literally the energy that we are closing the year, the energy that is around right now, and the energy that is here for the year to come. So after that initial 6 week period. So basically between now and between now and February, what happens after February, basically what happens after Valentine's. That is what we're looking at. So then, Cat, let's do one more. It's telling me to do one more shuffle, so we'll do one more shuffle. I don't know whether they're wanting a card to pop out. My hands have got very cold. I think doing 3 hours of shuffling is a bit much, but you know, there we go. Nothing's dropped out, so we don't have a modifying card for you. So for whatever reason, the dragons weren't happy with the way I had the cards laid out, so they wanted a shuffle. So there we go. I'm keeping eye contact with you while we do the drop. It's going to go again. It's going to go again. This is like a, they're not sure. They're not sure. So basically, when the drops, we get a definitive drop, which is literally, wherever it decides to cut, it will just cut there and nothing else. Sometimes we get a staggered drop like this one, which is where they're like, is it this? Is it that? Is it this? We think it's this. Sometimes we get a drop where it's like drop, drop. But it's like, actually, no, it's this. So yeah, that's the way the drop works. Then I have to keep looking at you because these cards are double-sided. So I don't want to get any spoilers, sweetie, about what the cards are saying. Right then, ooh, let's have a look. What is coming up for you in 2023? Oh my God. Right then, so Kat, I don't know whether, obviously we know nothing about each other. I don't know whether you're in a relationship, whether you want to be in a relationship or anything like that, but this is very relationship heavy. So in the energy that you are leaving 2022 with, right? So the energy that has been kind of the last 3 months, possibly before, but this is the one that's really like solidified the last 3 months for you. We have the Queen of Cups, but it's reversed. Right, so the Queen of Cups, normally this way round, look, this is how you quite often see the Queen of Cups, is a woman, a queen, sat on a throne, surrounded by water, lovely, lovely, lovely. This time round, it's reversed, and it's a nighttime image. Now look, she's still sat there. Look, there's her head. So she's on her throne, but she's dealing with darker thoughts. Now I don't mean dark as in negative, I mean dark as in like literally light and dark, the flip side. So the light side of love is all like, oh, I love you so much and let's go and do lovely things and we can get a pussycat together and meow meow meow. The darker side is that minute where, you know, your other half has done that thing that really pisses you off, even though you've told them 500 times that it pisses you off. They've still done it and you've gone it's the day-to-day stuff, right? And when we're talking about the Queen of Cups, oh gosh, hang on. The Queen of Cups tickly throat. The Queen of Cups energy is all about wanting that nurturing element, feeling the emotions, going with things, being very in the moment. Excuse me. Dragons, if this is you, take it off. Anyone that knows anything about chakras, what is throat chakra? Because I'm getting an itchy, tickly, icky, right there, blockage here, and I don't know what that is. Is that communication? Because once I've asked him to lift it, it's gone. So that isn't me having a tickly throat. That is the dragons giving me a tickly throat as a message. So if throat chakra is communication, then this is you speaking your truth. You need to speak what you want and speak from the heart in terms of relationships. And what do I mean by that? I literally mean speak your truth. Like, so and not everybody's going to want to hear the truth. Not everybody, like, the reason this channel is called Beyond Authentic is because we live an authentic life. Not everybody is going to want to have that authenticity around you, right? Not everybody is going to want you to say, actually, you were a twat to me 2 weeks ago, or actually, you know, I don't want to be with you anymore, or whatever it is in terms of romance, right? The truth can hurt. That is a very true saying. But also the truth will set you free. Another cliche. But by living the truth, you never have to remember the lies you've told. You never have to remember all the half-truths, all of that bullshit. By living an authentic life and a true life, yes, it's hard because you've got all of that negativity, the dark element that you have to face. But also in life, it makes life so much easier. If you are just you and you speak your truth from the heart, then you're never going to have to worry about the people around you, largely because the people that will be there are the people that are also authentic and the people that also care. And so, you know, if you don't have that ability to speak your truth, then I think that's the lesson that you need to learn from last year. Again, throat chakra, communication. Thank you, Patricia. It is communication. Blockage, misunderstanding. Absolutely. It is talking about, well, yes, you do need to learn to speak your truth. Yes, your truth, whatever that is, whatever's right for you. Okay. Then that is absolutely what you need to be doing. Let me just go back to your question because for some reason, I didn't star your question. So 2023 is about speaking your truth, right? So 2022, the energy at the end of the year was very much, it feels like you learning how important it is to speak your truth, right? So it may well be you haven't done that and you've paid the consequences. It may well be you've started to do that and you've noticed that people around you are shifting in their attitude towards you. The one thing I will say, going from being a people pleaser to pleasing yourself, take that in any way you want to, but the way that change happens, the people that you were giving up yourself for will always react. Okay, they will always have a reaction the minute you change that. So if you've got somebody who's always been, you know, who's always vampired your energy, does that make sense? Someone is like, oh look, and they've sucked your energy. They've basically lived off your vitality. The minute you say, actually, I'm not going to do that anymore, and that is wrong, the minute that happens, they will change in how they respond to you. They will change, their actions will change because they're not getting what they have been getting from you. They're not getting what they need from you. The minute that happens, that will cause some temporary flux, but long term, it's the best way to go. I do think there is a very interesting romance element here. So if you're not in a relationship, there's one coming through, because right now, we've got the Two of Cups. Now, this is the reversed side, but again, even the reverse side, look how gorgeous this looks. So we've got the Two Cups. The Two of Cups always represents partnerships, always represents coupledom. Now, excuse me, the way that this card, the flip side of the card, represents itself for me, we're talking about the star here being quite an important element, and the nighttime. So for me, this is talking about, this is not just a wham bam thank you ma'am coming together, right? Coming together. This is not necessarily that. This is something on a far more profound level. So if you are with your special person right now, I don't mean like in the room right now with you, but if you are with them currently, then that's an amazing thing, right? That really is an amazing thing, that you will that will grow throughout the year. Again, through this speaking your truth. If you're not with that person yet, look out for them, because it is coming. And when I say like it's like this next 6-week period between now and Valentine's is a really important time. I think the person is in your life already, whether or not you're in that physical, sexual, sort of spiritual, emotional connection yet, I don't know, but it feels very much like they're already in your life. You're already kind of coming together. Maybe not in the whole kind of like that. This is far more, it feels almost like you've connected on a deeper level, and then the rest is going to happen. And the reason I say it feels like the rest is going to happen is because whatever else is going on, my darling, this year, the one thing, like all 3 cards are pointing to a very romantic year, because the 3rd card is a major arcana card, and what we call major arcana cards on this channel, they are the headlines, they are the fence posts of the readings. Okay, so this energy after Valentine's or around Valentine's for the rest of 2023 la 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 la. It's a bit mermaidy. It's a bit like giving up lots of things for love. Love is coming. This is the Lovers. This is like, if you could put these 3 cards together and choose like a reading all about love and about overcoming and about like finding yourself, this is what you would pick. The 2 is literally about coming together as a couple. The Lovers is about, the Lovers is about being lovers and about having that connection and having that, you know, one-on-one with your special human. And the Queen of Cups being totally in touch with your emotions, but perhaps having that element of not necessarily speaking your truth. Like, these 3 cards are incredibly potent. So if you aren't in a relationship this year, look out for it, because it is coming your way. If you are in a relationship right now with someone and you're like, oh, I'm not quite sure, just speak your truth. Speak your truth gently, maybe, but speak your truth. Go with it. Feel out how it feels for you in the moment, because my God, does this look really, really, really important. Like, if you haven't met your human, it looks like they are coming. It looks like they are on their way to you within the next 6 weeks around Valentine's. So look out for a Valentine's card. Look out for a Valentine's, like, and not necessarily you just sit back and wait for one to be sent. If there's somebody at work that you fancy, drop them a Valentine's card. If there's somebody, you know, a neighbor that you've got your eye on, drop them a Valentine's card. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? If there's somebody in your life that you're thinking, we could be really nicely connected, reach out around between now and Valentine's. Valentine's is a perfect example, just to go, I'm just going to dip my toe in the water. Whatever this is, this energy that you've got coming up is all about, for you, this romantic connection. So if you have that long-time human in your life right now, fantastic. If you don't have your human with you, your partner, your person, it looks like they are on their way to you. This energy coming through, it's like last year was working out what you wanted, how you need to get it, where you need to move forward, and like literally what speaks to your heart. That's what the Queen is representing. The 2 is where the energy is now. So this is finding or having found that connection. And then the Lovers for the rest of the year is that energy coming through. So it feels, if you've got a significant other, it's going to be a really good year for you. If you haven't got a significant other, watch out, make space for them in your life, because chances are by this time, well, certainly by this time next year, but by mid-year at the latest, they will be there. From Valentine's, between now and Valentine's, it feels to me, between now and Valentine's, it feels to me like if you haven't met this person, or if you haven't made that connection in that way, that's what's going to happen. Post Valentine's, that's where things are going to get even deeper. If you've got your human already with you now, then this next 6 weeks is where you need to speak your truth gently and build that truth connection, that love language in your relationship. And then post Valentine's, the rest of the year, again, is that Lovers energy. I hope that makes sense. Fucking hell, everybody. We have had a bonkers 3 hours. I don't think I want to do a 3-hour stream again, because I am desperate for a wee. we've gone from, we've had all the emotions tonight, haven't we? I'm really pleased to be leaving on a really positive. I mean, just look at that. That is the best card to be leaving on. I wish all of you this year lovers type energy. I really do. But that is going to be it for me. Let me just go into the live chat and see what Kat has said. Oh, Holland's here. Hi, Holland. Happy New Year, everyone. By the way, if you don't know, go and search on Etsy for Blue Chalice Arts, a phenomenal witchy shop with lots of witchy items. Go and check that out. And Holland is a phenomenal creator and a very lovely person and a good friend. Crystal Pickett, I've seen you've posted a question a few times. Unfortunately, we only had space for that last reading for Kat. If you want to come back next week, come back on Sunday. I will be streaming from 7 p.m. UK time on Sunday. Hope everyone's had a good time over the. You've been having a Star Trek-a-thon. Oh, cool, very cool. I'm glad that helps. But yeah, if anybody wants a reading, you can go across to fiverr.com/Beyond Authentic. If you book a 6-card reading, put the word wheedling in, you'll get yourself upgraded to a 10-card reading. If you don't want to have to pay for it, then you'll just have to wait till next Sunday when I will be back doing tarot. As I say, keep your bell dinged, because I may well be doing an extra live stream this week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how I feel. And it might be a tarot reading, it might be an oracle reading, it could be anything. I might even try the runes, who knows. So if that sounds interesting, do click your ding your bell, do the bell thing. Yeah, that. I'm not very good at this YouTube, Malaki. I don't understand what it all does, but anyway, do that thing. I'm going to go now. Hopefully you've enjoyed the extra bumper long stream. Thank you so much to everybody for joining me, and yeah, I hope you've had a lovely evening. I've had a fun time, even though my throat is hurting and my bum is hurting and I've been sat here for a long time. Do, by the way, hold on this, watch out for the podcast that me and Neil are going to film in the next few days. We've got a few interesting subjects that we're going to start filming. Again, Holland, you need to come on the podcast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we do a Witchy Wednesday with podcast where me and Neil sit down and talk about all sorts of things with witchy context. There's loads of them on the channel if you go back on the playlists, and we're going to be doing a lot more to come in 2023. And if you don't know who Neil is, Neil also has an Etsy shop where Neil makes the most wonderful 80s inspired zine, all about horror films. I absolutely love it. And yeah, go and check that out. Just look for Necro Neil on Etsy. And that's it. Right, I am going to go. I will speak to you all very, very, very soon. And yeah, as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will definitely see you next time. Here's the little thing for Neil's shop.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.
be a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!